born?
2006.
Okay, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Why is
Absolutely.
that?
Because Donald Trump is he's just that guy. I don't think there's, much to go off of. I just think he's that.
That's not an answer.
But it is though. Like I think
It's
he's really
not.
that guy. He's that guy.
That
And
doesn't make any
he's gonna
sense.
win. He's gonna fucking win. I'll tell you that right fucking now. He's gonna fucking win. You're gonna be with Kamala and her dumbass, and she's gonna be at the bottom of the fucking barrel where she's always fucking been because she's a black bitch.
Damn, that's so crazy. These people are so weird.
You know I'm just playing. Donald Trump, Kamala all the motherfucking way. Fuck Donald Trump, little orange, ugly ass. Tashika, I just want to say that you be really fucking these people up. Like, when you be talking your shit, they be silent as fuck because you be shutting them the fuck down. And that's right. And I love that because you a beautiful black queen and you deserve to do that. You feel me? Like, I just know, but for real, on some real shit, I really just wanted to come up here to tell you that you really be shutting motherfuckers down, like, for real. Like, they not fucking with you. They not fucking with big
They not fucking with Big Sheikah. That's crazy. That's so. Yo. I need y'all to stop. Immediately. Hi, how old are you?
Hey, hello.
Big Sheikah. Big Sheikah. Anyway, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I don't really give a shit about all that. I'm just saying they're all crooks, man.
They're really not. Let's go on to the next person. That's like a straight up fetus. Let's go on to the next person, y'all. Oh my god. Can this app like not fucking glitch? I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Very nice. Very much. Very much. I would appreciate that. But y'all
2006.
Oh, I'm sorry, how old are you?
18.
Okay, so are you voting for Donald Trump?
Voting for Camilla. I feel like Camilla's gonna be.
Okay, so I get it. A lot of Republicans as well as Democrats are cut from the same dummy cloth. We all live under the same education system. But the first stage of reading is reading comprehension, right? And when you read something, you need to be able to see who is the target audience. So if the question is, why are you voting for Trump? You should be able to infer when you read that the target audience is not people who are not voting for Trump. Like, please, I need y'all to, it's not demure to not know how to read. It's not demure. The fuck? I scrolled out of my own app. Where are my mods? Where are the bad boys? Hi, hold it. Oh, let's go on to the next person, y'all. Give it a second.
One and a half piece of it.
Jetpack's the most OP thing I love.
Cheat!
You gotta get.
Oh my god, these people are so like not aware of their surroundings, and it's fucking scary. No, you cannot be a mod. I don't just mod people out of nowhere. You have to join my Discord and submit an application. If you do not, you cannot become a mod. Hi, how old are you?
40.
Okay, so are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
And why is that?
I'm voting for Donald Trump because I feel that it'll be better for our economy right now. I feel that the Biden administration didn't do enough to help Americans after coming out of a pandemic. A lot of people lost their homes, they lost their jobs, weren't able to work. And it just seems like they didn't care to look into what was going on to the middle class people. People working in the medical field, a lot of people, like, we put our lives on the line. And for us to be bullied into taking a vaccine and Like I said, a lot of people lost their jobs behind that.
It sounds like you want to have your cake and eat it too. You're talking about whether or not they give a fuck about the economy and the people working in this economy, but then you also want to benefit from not also working with the people in this economy by getting this life-saving vaccine. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. I'm not done speaking. I'm not done speaking.
Don't
I'm
talk
not done
to me
speaking.
like that, little girl.
I just
Don't
did.
talk to me like
I just
that.
did.
I'm being respectful.
Are you gonna beat my ass?
I'm talking respectful.
Are you gonna beat my ass?
I'm talking
Are you
respectful.
gonna beat my
Don't
ass?
talk to me like that, little girl.
Are you gonna beat my ass?
Who you think you talking to? My
You.
son probably your age.
Are you gonna beat my ass? Over the internet? We're yelling like this over the internet?
Let me tell you something.
Hey,
Don't talk to me like that,
muscle
little
dog.
girl.
Like, why are you talking like you're gonna beat my ass? Who are you? Who are you? It's never that serious.
Now, what were
Girl,
you
calm
saying?
down.
What
Girl,
were you
calm
saying?
down.
No, you calm down, little girl. You calm down.
Girl, this is not demure. This is very belligerent. This is not mindful.
You learned a
This is
new
not
word and you
cute.
keep using
This
it.
is not demure.
Stop
Okay?
using that word.
This is not cute. This is not very mindful. All I did was say, don't interrupt me. Let's calm down, mama.
You interrupted me.
The blood pressure.
Little girl. You
You asked me a
interrupted
question. The blood pressure's through the roof. Calm down.
I did not ask you.
Let's calm down.
When did I ask you a question?
Let's calm. Why are Republicans so belligerent?
What question did I ask you?
Is it really? I'm responding to what you said, and you interrupted me.
You're passive aggressive. So why are
Am I passive aggressive, or are you just weak?
No, you're passive aggressive.
No, I think you're just. I think I just triggered the fuck out of you, honey. I think it's time for therapy.
I deal with a lot of mental.
I think it's time for therapy. I think,
deal
and
with a
you
lot
should have
of
been one of
mental
them,
patients.
right? So the thing is, I think it's time for therapy.
You're mentally slow.
I think it's time for. I think it's time for therapy.
You're mentally incapable of having a healthy conversation.
So I think it's. I didn't even do anything to you. I don't know why you're being so violent right now. Chat. What did I do? Hello? That was not very cutesy. That was not very demure. Hi, how old are you?
28.
Okay, so are you voting for Trump?
No.
Then why are you here?
Oh, I thought I said white. I wanted to tell you your makeup looked real pretty today. You look real nice today.
Thank you. Thank you. But guys, I don't have all the... I love you, truly. I don't have all the time in the world. I don't. DMs are open. If you want to compliment me, beautiful. Love you. I don't have all the time in the world. I do have a very strict boundary. I do thank you. I will kick you though. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But I will kick you. If you want to compliment me, if you want to talk to me, join the Discord, or you can DM me. Okay, hi. How old are you?
Hi, I'm 27.
Okay, so are you voting for Trump?
I am.
And why is that?
Because I really like his policies. He supports.
You're 27?
Yes, I'm 27.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1997.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I really like his policies, such as a strong military. Also, I've been watching you for quite some time now. I've watched some of your lives, and I do agree with some of what you're saying. Sorry, I'm just really nervous up here.
Okay, well, you don't need to talk about my lives. You need to provide this evidence about this strong military and how this was caused by Trump.
So, I believe it was caused by Trump because obviously we know funding towards military, we as taxpayers pay that, and it's been proven that more of our money has been given to foreign aid under the Biden-Harris administration. So that's my reason for that. Also, we've been printing more money, giving it to Ukraine under the Biden-Harris administration. Also,
I don't know where you're getting that from.
Okay. Also, military aid, which you can do your research on that. It has.
I don't know where you're getting this from.
Okay. Our American dollar has been worth less under the Biden-Harris administration, which is
where are you getting this from?
You can look up the value of currency. It's simple economics. When you print more money, it's worth less.
Where do we print more money for foreign aid?
America is one of the only countries in the world that can print money.
Okay.
So when a country prints more money, more of their currency, it makes their value.
Right. So you're saying this right now, and
right.
I don't see a source.
Do you want me to get you a source?
That's what a debate is.
Okay, sure. Can I just have a few seconds to find you a source? Mm-hmm. Sure. Thank you so much.
Well, let's grab this.
Okay, I have my source. It's mcmorris.house.gov.
And what is the title?
Hold on.
I never know how to pronounce this.
The title is Biden's Inflation Crisis.
And it's from what?
Hold on. mcmorris.house.gov.
Kira, thank you so much for the $10 Cash App. You guys remember, if you want to support me, Cash App and Moon to buy as well. But thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you. Kathy McMorris. Rogers? What is this? Let's see.
Yes, that's who.
Did you read this?
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tap back into it because there's this thing that keeps popping up. I'm trying to click the X.
Right. So it's talking about inflation. Inflation 2021. August 2021, inflation jumped from 4.3%, the highest since 1991, impacting families. There was a pandemic. No fucking shit. It's talking about the impact on families, how people criticize Biden's approach, concerns about the future. It doesn't say what is this?
It talks about Biden's inflation crisis, how our American dollar is worth less.
It doesn't say where the American dollar.
Do you want another source?
This was during the pandemic, my love.
Okay, which was under the Biden administration, so I don't.
The Biden administration can't control the effects of the pandemic. Actually, what has happened, regardless, is the fact that our economy saw a 50% increase, as well as the fact that our dollar has. The value of our dollar has increased. Like he literally pulled our economy out of the. Well, then you'd just be wrong.
Where does it say that in the article?
Literally, right. This article doesn't talk about this. This article talks about the issues that Biden was facing during the pandemic.
But you just said I was wrong, and you said that it talks about how the American dollar is
because it's talking about the state of things
right.
It's talking about the state of things right now. You can go to the White House, you can go to Reuters, you can go to Politico. There's no source that talks about how our economy is weaker now. Our economy is actually the strongest in the world right now, after the pandemic particularly.
Right, but it's weaker than it was during Trump's economy. Our American dollar is worth less. I don't see.
Not even this source says that.
Do you want me to get you another source too?
You're making a new. You are making a new claim, so I would require you to bring a source for that.
Sure, and can you bring I'm gonna get that source for you. So can you bring me a source that says the American dollar is worth more, because that's what you said, right?
Right. So from Reuters, it's talking about how the American dollar has made an increase since Biden. We can go to, let's see here. We can go to J.P. Morgan. Who do you want?
It doesn't matter. I just want to.
I just gave you two.
Okay. What's your source?
There's Reuters and J.P. Morgan.
Okay.
Let's go to even do that real quick.
I looked up Reuters and it only talks about investments on what I'm seeing.
Hold on 1 second. What is the title?
Let me check real quick.
Because you might be reading something different.
It says Reuters stock price today.
That's not what I'm reading. I literally gave you the title. U.S. dollar rises slightly after Biden ends presidential campaign.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
It says the U.S. dollar rises slightly after Biden ends presidential campaign. The U.S. Federal Reserve, Treasury.
It literally says against the yen, however, hold on. Let me read this to you exactly what it says in that article.
What just happened? What the fuck just happened? Where'd they go? He ran? What do you mean he left? I think he might have just scrolled out of the app. What do you mean he left? What? What just happened? I didn't kick shit. You just saw my hand in the frame. Well, if you find him in the guest request, bring him back up, I guess. Hi, how old are you? Hi, how old are you, JB? Alright, they're not here. He wasn't 27? Well, he left by himself, so I didn't. No mods kicked him. He just left. I think he just might have. I don't think he ran. I think he just might have scrolled out by accident. Sometimes that can kick you. Hi, how old are you?
25.
Wait, were you born?
1999.
Okay, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is that?
Because he's going to take all of us illegal immigrants out of the USA, and I just want to go back to my country.
You can do that now.
But I just want him to kick me out, so.
Oh.
Are you voting for Kalama?
Is this like a wet dream you have or some shit? Like what?
Oh,
the
Kamala,
fuck?
what's your name? Kamala?
Block it. Dog brain.
I know, I'm retarded.
Why are people so weird right now? Why are people so fucking weird? Like, why are people so weird? That was like genuine brain rot. What the fuck? I don't even know how to respond to that. That was just fucking strange. Hi, how old are you? Hello? Brown eyes? Alright, this person's not here. Let's go on to the next person. I don't know why. Chad, it's so, that actually just grossed me the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad. I'm actually like really uncomfortable right now. Hi, how old are you?
Hello?
How old are you? Yeah, bad Wi-Fi. Let's go on to the next person. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. That MAGA mobile. That MAGA Wi-Fi, bro. MAGA mobile. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. My god. El MAGA mobile in the chat? Yo, in the meantime, double tap that screen. How old? Oh my god! Matter of fact, mods, stop inviting people up, because these people don't know where the fuck they is. Okay? These people don't know. It's ghetto in here. These people don't know where they are. Okay? They don't know where they are. If you are voting for Donald Trump, comment MAGA in the chat, and the mods will, and Glowhorn will invite you. Okay? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is not demure. Okay? If you're voting MAGA, say MAGA in the chat, and I'll bring you up. Anita, thank you so much for the subscription, my love. What the fuck? What the fuck? Hi, how old are you?
Sorry, 20.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I support the recent tax policy he implemented that's up in 2025, so probably the furtherance of this policy.
The one that gave 80% of the tax cuts to the rich?
No.
Then what would that be then?
It'd just be the TCJ that was passed in 2017, specifically sections 110.21 and 110.22.
Okay, and so what were these doing?
A doubling of the child tax credit from 1,000 to 2,000, doubling of standard deductions from
what is it called?
The TCJ, Tax Cut and Job Act.
So
you can if you want to go to the House bill, you can Control G, section 110.21, 110.22.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, section 110.21 and 110.22. It'll go into detail about the 1,000 to 2,000 increase of the child tax credit, and then the doubling of the standard deduction.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are going to be things that I really support, and that help me greatly.
Right, so the increase in child tax credit, isn't this something that the Biden administration has already done?
Yeah, that was something that actually sunsetted. It was only in place for 1 year.
Right, so given the fact that Kamala Harris wants to expand on a lot of these policies, why are you still voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, because I don't generally support just minor tax cuts. I support major ones.
Right, but
so I don't really support the way she goes about it.
But didn't this bill literally expand I'm sorry, didn't this expand the national deficit?
Yeah, I don't take that into account in any major calculations.
Why don't you take that into account?
Because the middle class isn't paying it back.
I'm sorry, what?
Like me or people like me aren't paying it back. It's going to be the people that pay all the taxes, which are the rich people that'll pay it back.
They literally don't. The amount of taxes they pay is under 2%. What are you talking about?
No, yeah. So I'd love a source on that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull up one too.
Grab all these for you. And then this.
Yeah, I can just have you go to the tax foundation. They did a summary.
I'm literally not done.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so it just says that the top 25% of income earners, or if you want to go up the top 1%, whichever, they pay the top 25% pay 88.5% of all federal income taxes. If you want to just look at the top 1%, this is just 1.5 million tax returns, or people, if you want to go with that, they pay 42% of all taxes, or just federal income taxes. So it's not going to be me, presumably, paying these back, or anyone like me, or the vast majority of Americans paying these back. It's just going to be the rich people. They make all the money.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
And then this one. And then you cited the tax foundation?
Yeah, the tax foundation. I can get you the specific. It's called Who Pays, or it's just summary of latest federal income tax data 2023 update. And then if you scroll down, it has a chart. It says top 1%, 5%, 10%, 25%, 50%, and then top and bottom of those.
So your argument here is that you believe that the top 1% pay their fair share in taxes?
No, I just said they pay all the taxes because you had made the claim that that the deficit was increased. So I said I didn't really care about that because I'm not going to be the one paying it back, and the burden isn't really on me in any way. And that's not really why I go for tax cuts personally. I go for tax cuts to limit rights violations between myself and the federal government, more so than any sort of monetary aid.
Let's see here. I have a lot of tabs open up here. 1 second. I'm sorry, what was the title of this called? I think I'm looking at something different.
Yeah, my bad. I got you. Sorry. It is summary of latest federal income tax data, and then it's like one scroll down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's your overall argument?
Oh, just that these tax cuts were like beneficial.
Beneficial to who?
Me and like presumably my interest, and then if it's good for me, it's presumably good for others because I'm not like in some high income bracket. And then yeah, so like I saved a lot of money in limit rights violations between myself and the federal government.
Right, but what demographic would you fall into to where this would benefit you? Because I never said that this wouldn't like benefit the middle class. But the thing is that there's significant. It was like a double-edged sword, essentially, right? Because we understand that like since most of these tax credits went to the ultra wealthy, therefore expanding the national deficit, it also lowered the tax brackets. For most individual income brackets, for example, the 50% tax bracket was reduced by 12%, and the 25% bracket was reduced to 22%. So I don't see.
This isn't anything I made claims on. So
who are we?
So when I say benefiting, this doesn't mean that I'm talking about like any monetary benefit. I'm just saying that people benefit greatly from not having like their money misappropriated from them and their money stolen. And then I would say like that's a rights violation. To limit this would be beneficial to like everyone, like in any meaningful sense.
I don't see what you mean by this.
Okay. Which part did you get confused on?
You said that misappropriation of their money.
Yeah, so misappropriation is just going to be like how I define theft.
Right, but in what way?
What are you asking?
Right, but like what misappropriation are you referring to?
So like when someone like takes money or like property without one's consent, this is going to be theft. So taking something without one's consent is going to be misappropriation.
But I'm confused as to what you're referring to. Like, what do you mean by this? How would you constitute
So like
this as
it's
that?
yeah, because I'm
Ruby,
like
thanks so
not
much for the $10
consenting.
cash app.
So like when someone takes like money out of my check or just an entity, the entity would just be like the state. When the state takes the money out of my check without my consent, this would be like misappropriation of my wealth or my property.
Taxes is theft now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
It's also
fucking,
like a rights
that's just-
violation.
That's just gibberish. No, it's not.
Oh, okay, why?
That's how you maintain your rights in this country. That's the agreement you make when you're
What do
in
you
this
mean?
country. And if you don't like it, you can just leave.
When did I consent to an agreement?
Right. So when you choose to live in this country, that's what you consent to. This is how
When?
we maintain the rights of other people. Are you sitting here saying that like you
When you
getting
say rights, what do you
taxed
mean?
is theft, my guy?
Yeah, when you say rights, like this phrase, what does that mean?
Right. So your rights to live in this country, not the rights
No,
to live
what
in
is
this
a
country,
right?
but the benefits that you get.
Yeah, what is a right? When you say like
Right.
I have the
Specific
right, are these
specific
rights?
privileges that are awarded to you by a country.
Oh, okay. So if like independent of a nation, do these rights still exist?
I just told you that it would be dependent on the country that you're in.
Oh, okay. So like let's say like if a country exists that like has no rights, would it be like morally impermissible for me to like do things to people that they wouldn't consent to?
Morally impermissible would be like a wholly subjective thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking you. If it wasn't subjective, I wouldn't feel the need to ask, right?
Exactly, right. But if I'm talking about the fact that like these rights, we're talking about legal rights. So like the taxes that you pay go to these legal rights of of the country that you live in.
Yeah. So I
But,
obviously like
it just
find
seems
these
like
not
we
to be a necessity.
But it just seems like I don't know how to. I wouldn't know how to argue this with you. We just fundamentally
I could
disagree
tell.
on what the purpose of. Right. It just seems like I fundamentally disagree with you what the purpose of like taxes are. If you think that
Yeah, so then,
that all
like, provide an
taxes
argument.
if you think that all taxes are theft, then like I don't know how to. I don't see how it would change your mind on that.
I think like the simple thing to do would just be like you to acknowledge or to like prove me wrong and that like my argument is insane. But for me, I would just say
I don't think
that-
it's insane. It's just a matter of perspective here.
Well-
I think that taxes are necessary.
Okay, great. Necessary. Okay, so do you think that like necessary rights violations should exist in society?
What do you mean by necessary rights violation?
Because I assume you think that like taxes are necessary because of like the good that can be provided from them. That we can take people's money, but in a way it's justified because of like the overarching good, or that we can do better with this in some way. Is this kind of what when you say you like taxes? Is this what you go for?
An overarching good, yes. Our taxes provide the privileges that we have in our day-to-day. So Ben, I think someone put $1 over Cash App. They provide the privileges that we have in the day-to-day. They go to building infrastructure and so on.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I think that's just kind of like incoherent because all of these things that we have, like these privileges, these can all be like easily privatized, right?
Right, but I don't see why we would need to do that.
Well, it's probably to like limit rights violations, right?
I don't think taxes are a rights violation though.
Oh, okay, so do you take like theft? Is that like a rights violation?
To who?
To like the person being like victimized by this, you can say with like a crime or this action.
Right, technically yes, but I still don't think
great.
that taxes include in that.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you define as theft then?
I would define as theft as taking something from someone non-consensually. But the fact that you're living in this country, right? But I don't see tax as theft because the fact that you're living in this country, right? You are agreeing to this by living in this country.
So like
By
consent,
living
what
in
is
the country.
consent then? I mean, consent I would say is like
living
a
in the country.
contract between like two people that like have moral agency.
By
I don't-
living in the country, you're agreeing to this.
Yeah, but when was the consent like provided?
You living in this country.
Yeah, but I'm asking like when the consent was provided. When did
You
I like
living in this
verbally
country.
agree? Oh, so that like
You
just
living in
by
the country is the
just
con-
by
is the consent.
So if like a social norm in like a bordered nation is that like I must be raped on a daily basis and I stay in that country, does that mean like I'm consenting in a way to like this treatment?
If you have a choice to leave, then like obviously.
Oh, what if I don't have a choice to leave?
Do you not have a choice to leave this country?
What if it just like isn't possible?
It's not possible for you to leave the country.
Yeah, I just don't. It just isn't possible.
I don't see how this could ever be the case.
Because it's like hard to like move one's property and then like transfer it to another nation, right? Because I don't know why I
Okay.
would have to like leave.
That doesn't mean that it's impossible. This is insanely disingenuous.
Wait, no, it's not. Wait, so how would I leave? Like, or why should I leave? And why can't I do something about like the treatment that I'm being like reduced to against my will?
What do you mean about this?
Okay, so like if I'm suffering treatment like unfairly, like my rights are being violated, why would like your first reaction be like, "Oh, you can leave"? And I just think you're fundamentally
Because
like
it's not
not understanding what
because
consent
this is not
is.
Well, no, I do understand what consent is, but you choosing to stay in this country, you are choosing to this agreement that you have with the country to pay.
But when
these
did
taxes.
I sign this agreement?
Tyree, thank you so much for the $6. You being in the country is the agreement.
Yeah, when?
You choosing to be in the country is the agreement. That's how taxes work.
Wait, when was the agreement signed? When was it?
It doesn't need to be signed.
When did I even acknowledge its existence?
That is the social agreement that you have when you're in the country.
Yeah,
that's why people leave countries so they can have different agreements with other countries.
Okay, great. Can you justify social contracts?
Right. What do you mean justify social contracts?
Yeah, like why I should follow them.
You don't need to follow them, but there would be consequences.
Oh, I don't. Well, yeah. So what justifies the authority to impose consequences?
I don't know what you mean, objectively.
No, subjectively. If it was objective, like I said, we wouldn't really need to explain.
But
I
don't see how you would be able to justify it. Justify it under what pretenses?
Well, I know that that's what I'm getting to is I don't think that you can justify the authority of something I don't consent to. That's why I'm asking you.
This is so meta, and I don't care.
Wait, meta what?
I don't care for this.
What is meta?
Holy fuck! You're asking me about the fundamentals of what consent means and what it means to actually live in a country and what it means to actually need to pay taxes and whether or not it's theft.
These are something that
it just seems like this is something that we fundamentally disagree with. I think
you're just trying to get out of this conversation because you realize I'm just a whole lot smarter than you. So
I don't think that's the case.
I think it is.
I just simply whatever helps you sleep at night. I think it's just generally necessary. I hope you are. So I think it's generally necessary to pay taxes, right? It helps you live in this country, helps other people live in this country. Since I give a shit about other people, I think it's important to give parts of my money in order to be able to sustain those other people as well.
Yeah,
I don't think that it's
utilitarian argument.
Right.
Great. So
awesome. Great. Love it.
Yeah, so I'm asking you what justifies the force to enforce these contract theories or these
I don't
contracts?
know how you would want me to answer this question.
Well, I don't know. That's your position, it's not mine.
What would justify the force? What do you mean?
Yeah, so you're saying that this contract exists by virtue of you existing within a bordered nation. Okay, cool. Now, what justifies the authority being used to punish people for not following said contract? And this contract to you just seems like something that's implied and not really easily written out or distinguished or just exists.
But this just I don't know how I would answer this question, right?
I don't know either.
Right, so this just seems like a what's the word called again? This just seems like it would reduce infinitely. I don't know how you would justify.
Wait, that would reduce
this is simply
infinitely?
the law of the land. Yeah, right. This is simply the law of the land.
Well, that's just an appeal to legality. You're just saying because something is legal, it's good. So I'm asking you.
I didn't say that it's good.
Well, no, you said it's the law of the land, so that's appeal to legality.
I didn't say that it's good.
Wait. Yeah, you did because it's part of your position.
I literally didn't.
So you're saying what exists in a society is good or permissible or justified, which is is appeal to legality.
I didn't say that.
This wouldn't be an infinite regress. I mean, eventually it'll just come down to an intuition. But I think that you just making a claim without even something to back it up, some justification that can go off of, just
no,
isn't.
It just seems
it's just
but this
poor
seems
debating.
like a nothing conversation. It's really not.
Well, it just seems like poor debating. It seems
not
like you
really,
haven't thought about it. Because if you can't even justify the force that you're trying to use,
I don't know why you're using
understand.
the word force. I don't know what you mean by
this. Because you said punishment. This was your word. Is this not forced? Is that not a force?
I didn't say punishment. I said that there would be consequences.
Oh, okay. So consequences meaning what?
Consequences does not equal punishment.
Okay. So consequences meaning what?
Right. So consequences being the amount of privileges that you have in this country when you don't pay rights.
What privileges?
Right, so the privilege is to engage in the things that other people pay taxes for, So
wait, so if me and presumably others like me choose to abstain from taxes, what would happen?
Or going to jail.
Okay, so force, great. Yeah, some more force, great. So I'm glad we're on the same page now.
Okay, so
force
is a grape
implied.
now, Chad. Taxes are grape now. Got it. Awesome.
Wait, no, I said great.
Okay.
No, I said now we're understanding each other that there's gonna have to be forced for you to implement it. So I'm asking you what force or what justifies this force actually.
What justifies the force? I still don't know how you want me to answer this question.
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in force.
It just seems this just seems like a nothing combo. It just seems like
It just seems like you can't answer.
Because I don't know how you would want me to answer this.
Well,
it doesn't seem
because
like
it's I don't know. I don't know how you want to answer your position.
This is like asking where morals come from. This is not.
That's a question. Yeah, it's definitely
right. This is just meta. This is just meta conversation.
Meta. What is meta?
Right. This is talking about something that is
talking about meta ethics.
Right. Essentially, this.
Yeah.
Is
what is meta ethics? Please explain to me.
I couldn't answer.
Give me two meta ethical concepts, please.
Dude, are you
Give me two meta ethical concepts, please. Just two.
Right. So talking about like things like where morality comes from, where good and bad comes from.
No, that's just like the idea of meta ethics. Give me two concepts.
Okay, then maybe I have a different understanding than you do.
Well, it's not even that. I just think you don't understand what you use, and you just regurgitate debate things that you hear on TikTok, like disingenuous and meta.
I don't really
you have
use
no
TikTok
idea what you're talking about.
No, it just seems like we have a fundamental different understanding.
It just seems like you're trying to
mean.
run. That's what it seems like.
I'm literally engaging with you right now.
Wait, no, you keep like pivoting. Oh yeah, it seems like we have a fundamental misunderstanding, but you just can't justify your beliefs.
You believe taxes to be wrong because you don't actively consent to taxes when you live.
Well,
in
and
the
you
country.
think that implied consent exists, and that shit's wild. And
I believe taxes are necessary to live in a country. I believe taxes are necessary to live in a country that is sustainable. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Why?
Right, because they go into other things like infrastructure that benefit us day to day.
Is it possible, or is it conceivable that these like infrastructure or this idea that you have could be privatized and then done more ethically? It can be, yeah. Because I mean, you just look at the state. The state just enlists private companies to do its bidding for them. You just eliminate the state, then you have private companies, private firms that fund these roads.
If that is what you. So does this mean that we wouldn't get taxed anymore? Katie, you think it's much
Yeah, that's what it means. You just simply pay like service fees for like the shit, and that's completely consensual. And then you limit rights violations. That's great.
So what are the regulation on these privatized companies?
What do you mean regulation?
Right. Would we not need some type of regulation for this?
Why would we need this?
Why would we not?
Yeah. So like, can the market regulate like standards? Yes or no?
Can the market? What type of market?
Like presumably, like if independent of a state, this would just be like a free market.
Right, so the market can regulate standards for?
Yeah, they can regulate standards for anyone. Anything, any product can be regulated by the marketplace.
Right, I think there are over-encompassing standards that we should have for particular products.
Why?
Because this is what keeps people safe in the country.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah, I agree. I think that the regulations are good, but yeah, these can just be privatized. Like the people that do the regulations now are just going to be like, I think most commonly, like if you look like drugs, it's just going to be like the FDA. This industry, this firm, can be like known as the FDA, can literally just be privatized, and then people can look at the word of other private firms that have a like value in their name and that they certify drugs or certify products. Yeah, this could happen very easily.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know much about that.
Yeah.
But even so, it just seems like we just have a fundamental disagreement here.
I don't think we have a fundamental disagreement. I just think you're lost. I don't know. That's what
lost
it seems
in
like.
what? I just think
just like lost in your lack of knowledge and your lack, because I think you sit on here and you debate with like people that bring up like gas prices all day, and this is like what fries your brain, and you never challenge yourself. You never go into other people's lives and challenge yourself.
What are you talking about, dude?
So you'll never get better as a debater. You'll just stay at this like mid-tier status where all you can debate is people on gas prices. Well, no, it's like I have a position on taxes, and you can't tell me why your position is like true or why I should take your position.
Right, because you simply believe that this is based off of like some kind of like consent that you have. That's the fact that you don't like explicitly consent when you were born into a country to like be taxed, right?
Well, because then I think you have a weird view of consent.
I still think that it's necessary.
I think you have a lot of like I'm sure like if you gave me more.
Well, you're voting for you're the one that's voting for the rapist here, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're the one that thinks like implied consent is real. So I mean, I don't know who's got like the weirder position. And I'm actually talking to you.
What do you mean implied consent?
So you think, wait, because that's what you think. You think just because, like, this is weird too. You think just because I'm like a privy to like a nation and like the policies of a nation that I consent to the rule of a nation or like the rules in general. I think that's kind of weird. That gets into like very grapey analogies and stuff.
Say that last part again.
Like I think that so this is like your position that just because I'm within a bordered nation that I automatically consent to the rule of law of a bordered nation. I think that's kind of weird because that can lead to like a lot of bad reductios that I'm sure you would think are just like unintuitive.
What other laws do you not consent to?
Well, I don't consent like generally to like any laws because of the way the force is used. That I don't consent to the force, nor do I consent to the laws. Yeah, and until you can justify the state's authority to tell me what I can and can't do, then like, I don't know, your position.
I'm not gonna lie to you, babe.
Well, I think it's absurd that you have a position and like, over 100,000 followers and you can't even give me justification for your position. This is just embarrassing.
Because you're talking about why you shouldn't be able to follow laws, my guy.
Wait, no, you couldn't even justify authority. Like, do you think this is just embarrassing? You can't justify authority. That's like the most basic part of your position. I didn't go any deeper than the first question, which was justify the state's authority, and you couldn't.
Justified the state's authority. It's maintained by itself, right? It's a public agreement that we all have to have this authority.
That's so. Do you think implied consent is real consent?
What are you talking about consent? What are you talking about? Are you comparing this to like some kind of rape?
Yeah.
This is
Unless you can give me like a principal difference. So I'm asking you, do you think do you think implied consent is real consent? Or is even possible?
Implied consent is real consent. This isn't necessarily about consent, right?
Sure it is.
This is something that, well, not necessarily. I wouldn't view it as so. I would view it as something that ought to happen.
You said,
right?
wait, you said it earlier.
To happen in order to be able to maintain the rights of everyone around, right?
Great. So you said just because I was in a nation, I consent.
In order to be able to, right? So in order to be able to live in a particular country, you are going to need to relinquish parts of your rights in order for the country itself to protect the rest of your rights, right? So this is the you're right. You're going to have to be able to relinquish the right to.
Why would I do? Why do I need to do
parts
this?
of your income, right? Because this is what gives you the benefits of living in a country.
I think I have rights independent of a nation, and that in no way.
You think you just have natural rights?
No, I just think I don't know like what natural rights means. I guess
I don't know what you're referring to now.
So like when I say I have rights, I would just say like I'm morally entitled to like right or the right of life. I'd say I'm morally entitled to liberty, and I'm morally entitled to property.
But in order
these
for
I would
these
say
things
are
to
like
actually
fundamental.
be sustained, right? So in order for these things to actually be sustained, that's what the point of a country is.
No, these things can exist absolutely independent of like a country.
I actually don't.
These are just like
intuitional.
So. These are just intuitional based like concepts.
Right. I actually don't believe this though.
Oh, so independent of like so then that's weird. So, if someone doesn't have rights, like what are they?
Themselves.
Oh, okay. So do people have like? Do you think like if independent of a nation, do you have like the right to non-aggression?
Independent of a nation, you don't have the right. Not the right to non-aggression. I don't know what you mean by this. These rights are things that are protected. These are protected attributes, right? If you do not live under a particular nation, you do not have the protection of these attributes.
Yeah, because these are generally outlined by like state constitutions or just like laws. But I'm asking you, like, let's say that like someone lives in like a very like anarchic like society, like somewhere in I don't know, like somewhere in Africa that's not generally like ruled by anybody, or it's like ruled by like various tribes or whatever. Would you say that these people still have like the right to non-aggression?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So can people just go and like kill them and pillage them and like rape them and stuff?
Right. So whether or not I think these things are morally permissible would still be no, right? But whether or not they have the right for like these particular protections, I don't think so. That's the point of a country, right? It protects these. But that's weird. Rights.
You would say, right? That if you say that these people don't have the right to non-aggression, so like you said that these people
rights are things that are awarded to by a country.
Well, no, rights are things that are awarded to by like people and their intuition. So I'm telling you that. Saying that these people don't have
you could say that this would be like a small version of this government, right? This governmental system. So if multiple people have agreed, like, yeah, we're not going to do this to each other, you could say that this is like a small version of this government. But if none of this even exists, then these rights do not exist. Messed up. Thank you so much for the galaxy.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is that's weird. So you saying that these people don't have
doesn't mean that it's accurate. That it's not accurate. I don't see.
Well, no, I'm not. Wait, I'm not talking about what is. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking you like what you believe. So do you believe that these people have the right to not be aggressive upon unjustly?
Right. If we're defining rights or right protected attributes under a government, no, they don't.
No one is defining rights that way. I don't know who defines rights that way.
Right. So that's how you have rights under a country.
No. I'm asking you because you think that these rights only exist. So you have a kind of a weird definition of rights. You think that these exist only within some sort of.
Are you talking about like fundamental rights or something like that?
No, I'm just talking about like your moral belief. That do you believe that these people have a moral entitlement?
My morals are divorced from one's rights. My morals are just my preferences.
Yeah, so, yeah, great.
Right, I would prefer that they have these rights. That has nothing to do with whether or not they have these rights.
Well, yeah, no, that does. So you can say that these people have this right. They have the right to not be aggressed upon, and presumably others would agree because it's intuitive.
I would prefer they not have the right to be aggressed upon.
Yeah, well, they have the right to not be aggressed upon. But yeah, so, like, you would prefer this, and presumably others would look at this and say this is, like, reasonable, and, like, others would prefer this as well.
You're describing a government right now.
No, I'm not. You're saying that I'm asking you basically like because I'm asking you your belief, but I just don't think you're understanding. Like independent of a state, I think people still have rights. You don't think this, and I think that's weird. So I think you just don't understand what I'm asking you, because like a right is just a moral entitlement. That's all it is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And it could be like
it just seems like we have differing understandings of this word, and that's fine.
Okay, so like, I guess if you just want to look at rights as like, what did you say it was?
Right. So there are particular attributes that are protected under like a governing body.
Yeah. So then I think it's just weird to say like people don't have these independent of a state, and then you say like morally they do. I don't know why you would have like a differing opinion.
Right, because morals are referring to like my preferences. I would prefer for them to be able to have these rights devoid of any kind of government, but they don't.
Yeah. So wait. So absolutely. So then
my
all you're saying is that you just don't know what we're arguing.
Right. So my preferences are not necessarily reality. My preferences
when you debate. Yeah. So you're debating what you want for reality, what you want to achieve, what you think should be the case. So that's just like a normative discussion. That's all I've been asking you.
Is that not what we've been discussing this entire time?
No, because you keep bringing up like legal shit, and all I've been asking you is your moral view, that like your preference view, your intuitional view. That's like whatever word you want to go with. I'm asking you like your ought to world view.
Right, but this would be devoid from like whether or not I believe something should be the case legally.
No, yeah, this could no, that's just applied ethics, absolutely. So you can think that like legally that there should be some standards set across like all cases that people have this right, or people have the right to non-aggression. I just think that it's better to like argue morally.
My preferences don't mean shit though.
Well, sure they do. Why would I be debating with you if your preferences didn't mean shit?
Yeah, because
why would anyone debate with you?
I don't think this should matter in the case of like legality.
Yeah, they do. Like, yeah, absolutely they do. The only reason that we're having this discussion is because morals like are completely subjective. I mean, unless you believe otherwise, and that we just discuss like even this debate on Trump versus Biden, or sorry, Trump versus Harris. We're just debating on like our preferences based on our beliefs on like what the best possible outcome is. This is just all going to be down to preferences. Like I prefer like less taxes because I think rights violations are terrible. And you prefer like more taxes or just taxes in general.
Right, you prefer a rights violation. I do not prefer a rights violation. So I don't know.
No, it's because like I have like I'm telling you.
Down to our preferences.
Well, because I'm using all of your like definitions for like theft and obviously like a rights violation, and then you still don't agree that taxes are a rights violation. So you're just like generally not being consistent.
Well, no. Again, it wouldn't, because living in the country would be the consent, right?
Okay, so then that's even weirder. So like that's why I ask you: is applied?
You're choosing to live in the country. This is
I got you.
This is the
so is applied consent?
Yeah.
Yeah. So social contract is usually like some sort of contract based on like implied consent by living or being or residing within some sort of nation or border. So I'm asking you: do you think applied consent is real consent?
All right, say that one more time. It cut out for a second.
Do you think applied consent is real consent?
Applied consent? What do you mean by this?
Yeah, so I'll go back to what you just restated. I'll just restate what you said. So you said that just because someone lives within a bordered nation, just by virtue of them existing here, that their consent or they're agreeing to a contract that isn't explicitly stated or drawn out. It's just something that exists within society.
Thank you for the money gun. Right.
Yeah. Do you think this is like real, or do you think like this can be applied in other cases?
Well, the reason I don't find it to be like actually analogous here is because like I think this is a very inflammatory comparison, right? Because we understand like the outcomes and the purposes behind the concept of rape. Right, behind the concept of rape is like power, taking something away from someone. It's very malicious in intent. Taxes are not malicious in intent.
Wait. You said power. Okay, so coercion, I'm assuming, is like a part of that too. So power, state has power. State takes something from you maliciously, because if you don't, they'll throw you in jail and make you a slave. So I don't know.
This is malicious.
Wait, so if I don't pay my taxes, generally I'm thrown in jail, right?
Right, because you're not paying taxes while other people are paying taxes. You are taking advantage of things that other people have paid for.
Yeah, no, I get it. So what I'm telling you is that you like the thing you just brought up was like malicious and power. So I'm telling you that the government, if I don't pay taxes, does the government kick down my door, aggress upon me, and then throw me in jail and make me a slave? Yes or no?
Right. Throw you in. These are the consequences that we have. Right.
Yeah,
For
making
you
someone
to-
a
for
slave.
you-
That's a great consequence.
Right, for you, yeah, okay, whatever. For you not to pay tax and then also take advantages of the privileges that other people have paid for, that would also be stealing. The government is against stealing. They pay taxes for the government to be against stealing, so you must face the consequences of you stealing.
Oh, so like a good consequence is like making one a slave, right?
Right. So a
Right?
good consequence
Oh,
would be
okay.
you paying. Right, a good consequence would be you paying back what is due.
Oh no, like obviously
And if
that
you
might be
don't-
like a
and if-
fine,
and if-
but
and
then
if
there's
you
also
don't-
like jail
right,
time. Right?
and then right, not necessarily. And then if you don't,
Not necessarily, but it can.
then you pay back in time. Either way, there would be a consequence. Either you pay back the money that you're owed, or you do not get to engage with society.
Well, you're implying some sort of like obligation to do this. What's the obligation?
Right. So obligations are subjective.
I know, that's why I asked you. Again, this is like you
the
keep saying
the
this doesn't
obligation-
really do anything.
Yeah, but I don't know why you're bringing this up because it just sounds.
Because you're
like
saying
going
that
back
you
to my
basically you're saying that I'm
preferences.
obligated, that I have a duty to pay taxes. So I'm asking, what's that obligation?
Oh no, you don't have an obligation, but you do.
Oh.
You are going to face the consequences. Whether or
Okay,
not
so
you
I do have an
that
obligation.
doesn't mean that you don't get to face the consequences of not doing it.
If I have an obligation to do something, the consequence of not doing that would be like imposed by a state, right?
Right, so if
then I do
everyone
have an
else is
obligation
paying-
to pay taxes.
Right. If everyone else is paying their fair share, and then you choose not to, but also want to keep the privileges of people who are paying their fair share, you do not get to engage in that society.
Okay, yeah, I'm asking you, like, where does this obligation like stem from?
What do you mean? Why? I don't know why you keep asking these questions. Where is it stem
Because it's
from?
very
Stem
easy.
From who?
Because you're saying that I
Obligation
have
to
a
who?
duty.
Obligation
I have a
from
duty
who?
to pay taxes. So an obligation is a duty, or you can use a couple other different ways to describe it. I just generally think an obligation is a duty. I think obligations really only exist if there's some sort of like enforcement arm generally. Okay, so there are enforcement arms present and a duty's present under your view. So I have a duty to pay taxes. Now I'm asking, what grounds this duty? Did I deprive someone of anything to be able to be obligated to, or did I consent to this obligation? Like where does this obligation come into play? When did I consent to it? When did I deprive someone of anything?
Right. So when you don't pay your taxes, you are depriving the general public of the privileges that they would have if you did pay taxes, and which you're supposed to do. You're asking me where this is coming from. This is coming from the agreement of you living within a country. Like again, I don't know why.
So
you keep
implied
doing this. You keep comparing this.
This is
I don't know
embarrassing.
why
So
you're
implied
laughing.
because it's hilarious. Because implied consent, right? That's what it is.
Implied consent.
Yeah, so I already kind of went over that, and we kind of got away from that.
I know,
I guess
right,
I'll
so-
stay on implied consent. So you think implied consent's real? Okay, great. So do you think that like me and my wife, or presumably others and their wives, like is like consent just implied just by her like social contract to marriage?
What?
Like, would you agree that marriage is like both a legal and like kind of like a social contract?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think like I think like an appliement, like under your view, would be that consent is implied, right?
No,
Oh, why not?
because those are two different things.
No, I'm asking why consent isn't implied within a marriage. I'm sorry.
Consent for sex.
Yeah, or consent to like
Right. Those are
various
those are
activities.
right because those are two different things. One consents to be married. They do not consent to sex.
Wait, okay, but I'm asking you, like, is this like something that you would look at as valid? Like, because this is an instance of implied
I don't see
consent.
marriage. I don't see marriage as something that is like all encompassing of all the things that happen within a marriage.
Oh, I don't.
think
Oh, yeah. Then
marriage is
I could just say
simply-
the same thing about
marriage
like
is-
being in a
marriage is
nation.
simply
That
just
I
like
don't
a
think
legal-
just because I exist
Right,
in a
so,
nation that all
marriage is
encompassing
simply-
things are like my property gets stolen.
Marriage is simply just like a legally binding thing. Tax.
You also
incentives,
agree it's a
et cetera.
social thing.
Right. So social is the way like people view them. Right. People view these two people as
Yeah, it's
together. They're legally
Well, no,
binded
social
to be together.
social like contract too.
Social contracts.
Yeah, like there's like certain duties that like you have to do like in a marriage. That's like generally true, and that like most people would probably agree upon.
I don't know what that. I mean, do you mean like fidelity?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
a general like rule of a marriage.
Generally, that's how people would see them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say like that's like a social norm, or people agree without agreeing in a way. So what I'm trying to ask you is like, I'm basically just gonna go back to the same question: is do you think that implied consent is real?
I wouldn't. See
I don't think it is.
I wouldn't see it as implied consent.
Okay, so then you're just not tracking. Great.
Well, no. Whenever you buy something, whenever you sell something, you are consenting to this tax. right?
No, I'm not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is like just
This doesn't make any
that's
sense.
what I'm trying to tell you.
These are all of the agreements that you have within the country. Again,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to make you understand. Is like within marriage, like just because I get married, I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm like automatically consenting to like sex with my partner whenever they want. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That is within the contract.
But what
when
contract?
You move money in this country.
Wait, but when did I sign? Where's the? This is what I'm trying to get to you. Is that within marriage, there's no like implied consent. That all the things that come with marriage, like sex, I'm not like entitled to these things. Like I can't just have these, and the consent isn't implied. It has to be given. So if consent isn't,
say that last word again.
Okay, so if consent isn't given, it doesn't exist, right?
Right. So you moving money would be the consent to tax.
Okay, when?
You moving the money.
When did I sign like an agreement? When did I acknowledge an agreement?
The action would be the agreement.
Okay, so do you think that I have to be knowing of like the consequences of my actions before I can make true and informed consent?
Do people who not are you asking like whether or not people who know of taxes should people who don't know of taxes should not pay taxes?
No. Wait, I mean, I guess, sure. But I think, like, I have to be informed of what I'm signing or what I'm buying into for consent to exist, right? Wouldn't you agree that that's generally good? That people know, like, the entailments of a contract that they're signing into?
Right. I think it's important for people to understand these things. That's why...
Well, obviously you don't, because you think taxes are justified. You think just by virtue of existing that I buy into a system that I may not understand or that I may not agree to.
Right, so it is within the person who is moving this money or doing these particular acts to be able to understand what these agreements are. Right?
Okay, so then I do understand, and I don't agree to them. Why do I still have to abide by them?
You don't have to abide by them, but you don't.
Great.
You don't get to also.
Now we're on the same page.
Right, but you
now,
also
and
don't
if
get
I'm
to
forced to
engage in the
abide by them,
privileges
then
of the
what?
general public.
Okay.
You're not forced to do
let's
anything,
say,
but you don't
let's
get
say
to
I
engage
don't.
with the general public.
Yeah, like what are the privileges of the general public?
Right, so like the infrastructure, anything that our taxes like generally go.
I'll just say there's a guy that doesn't benefit from any of these.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll just say there's a guy that doesn't benefit from any of these. That he lives on his own ranch.
Right, so then he
doesn't benefit from anything. Self-sustaining. Right. Does he still have to pay taxes?
If he's moving money, then he does.
Oh, okay, but he's not benefiting from any of the privilege of the general public.
Right. So what do you mean by this?
So you said like infrastructure. I'm sure you mean like roads, bridges, hospitals, whatever you want to go with. But this guy's literally just self-sustaining. Lives on his own little land. It doesn't do anything. Has a well. Has a generator.
So he owns this land.
Yeah.
Like legally.
Yeah, he homesteaded it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been in his family for generations. So does he have to pay taxes?
Right. So like on this land that the government is allowing him to have, as long as he's paying.
No, he homesteaded it prior to a state existing.
What do you mean by this? Do those even still exist?
Homesteading? Yeah, homesteading existed for a very long time. Yeah, maybe not anymore, but yeah, it did exist.
Right.
Do you know what homesteading is?
I'm sure that I've heard about it in the case of like, I forgot what it's called. Fuck.
The Homestead Act, maybe like the westward expansion, probably. I don't know.
No.
Okay, I'll just explain it to you. It's just like the act of like mixing your labor into land, thus creating a legitimate claim similar to buying something.
I was wrong. Then I was thinking about something completely different.
Like think about like if I cut down a tree and I make like chairs and spoons and a table out of it, then I create a legitimate claim and I own the table and chair and spoons.
Okay.
So then if I like have a farm and I like homesteaded this farm, it's mine. So this is independent of a state. So a lot of people own their land independent of the state due to like the westward expansion, especially in like middle America. So why would I have to pay any taxes if I'm completely self-sufficient?
Hold on. Is this even still active today?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's still a legal thing.
Oh, then I don't care.
Oh, but well, this was a thing. This is something that existed like prior to even the United States making that westward expansion.
Right, but if this is the case, then and if that person is under like this Homestead Act, then obviously they.
I'm not talking about the Homestead Act. I'm just talking about the principle of homesteading.
Oh, what do you mean principle? We're talking about legal shit right now.
Like principle is just something that's like very important to an argument, or something that exists throughout all cases.
I'm confused why you're mixing this up with like legal principles.
Oh, because this was something that like is enforced legally, or was at some point.
Right. But I wouldn't care though, right? So during this time, if this is a homestead, this person is completely self-sufficient. I wouldn't
He's
see a
self-sufficient
point-
now.
Right, but this isn't a thing now.
Well, no. He homesteaded his land back then.
Yes,
He's
but he
been
doesn't have,
self-sufficient ever since.
right, but he doesn't have the rights to be doing this though, right?
Okay, so then I'm asking you, what does he benefit from? He doesn't take public housing, public shelter, public roads, public anything.
He's
Nothing that.
benefiting from living off of what would be like the state's or the country's land.
No, it's his land. It's not the country's land. It's his land.
By what metric? Is he paying taxes on it?
No. Wait, yeah. Well, he's like supposed to be paying taxes, but I'm telling you, why should he have to if he doesn't benefit from anything?
Because he's living under that country's land.
Okay, it's not the country's land,
works.
it's his land.
It's not,
Unless
though,
you can.
because that's not the
Okay,
thing.
so then what makes it the country's land?
The fact that he's within the country and the country owns that land.
Wait, so how does that mean it's the country's land just because the country put up a fence around it?
Right, because he hasn't paid taxes on it. That's how we understand that. That's how we understand people own
Wait,
this
no.
particular thing.
Just presume that he has paid taxes and he wants to stop. He's completely self-sufficient. He doesn't benefit from
if
any
he
of the
wants
things.
to stop, then he won't own the land anymore.
Great. So what justifies the state's authority to take his land?
What do you mean? What justifies it? The fact that it is the state's land.
Oh my fucking god.
What do you mean? What justifies it? I feel like-
fucking read a book, bro. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? What justifies it? What do you mean? What justifies it? The law? I don't know. Like what?
Yeah, okay, what great. Now we're getting somewhere. The law.
What do you
The
mean by
law
this?
is what like empowers people to do things, or empowers the government to do things. Now, what justifies this empowerment?
How far back do you want to go? You want to answer your own question?
No, I just want to go like right now. If some guy homesteaded this land,
The agreement
200 years
to
ago.
the government.
the agreements, again, this guy didn't agree. He doesn't benefit from any social, health care service, anything provided by the public. He's completely self-sufficient. Why does he have to pay taxes? Explain.
If he's living on the country's land, then he does have to pay taxes on that land.
Okay, then back to the question. What makes it the country's land?
The fact that the country, what do you mean? What makes it the country's land?
Like, you're basically saying if someone puts up a fence around my house, that means that the person that put up the fence owns whatever's within this fence. That's dumb.
What do you mean by? I don't understand what you mean by.
Okay,
this.
so think of the United States. Think of me like slap dab in the middle of the United States. And the United States basically just put up a fence around the entire border, think of the whole border of the United States, the continental United States. I'm smack dab in the middle. Does that mean just because someone put up a fence that they own everything within that fence, even though the legitimate claim exists prior?
I don't know how you would consider that the legitimate claim. If the person is paying money on that land, then it would be their land.
What?
And if you're not, then it's not your
so
land.
he homesteaded the land, which means that's the legitimate claim.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Homestead, he's not paying taxes on it, nothing.
Okay, he has paid taxes on it, but he's self-sufficient as of today. He decides he doesn't want to pay
matter,
taxes. Why should he?
I don't see that. I don't see why that matters. He has this land. He's living on. Right. He has this land. He's living on the country. He pays taxes for the land.
Okay, and if you don't pay taxes, what happens?
Right. He doesn't get to engage in this anymore. He doesn't get to
Okay,
engage.
so he loses his land?
Right. He doesn't get to engage in his right to be
Great.
able to do this. Right. Him being able to do this is protected under the government that he's under.
Yeah.
Right. And
Okay,
he
great.
pays taxes on that land to be able to be self-sufficient.
Wait, he's self-sufficient not because of the government, because of himself.
He's self-sufficient because the government allows him to be.
Wait, why does the government have to allow something for it to exist? He's self-sufficient not because of anything the government did, just because the government allows him to do something, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, right. So him paying taxes on this land allows him to be able to be on this land to be self-sufficient. If he does not pay taxes on this land, then the government does not allow him to be self-sufficient because he does not get to engage in this particular type of activity. without being
Independent
able
of
to
the
pay
state, he
taxes.
could still be self-sufficient. I don't know why this matters.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though. He's living under the state.
I understand that, but independent of the state, he's still going to be self-sufficient. So why should he pay taxes?
Right. It doesn't matter though. He's living under the state. He lives
Okay.
under their taxes.
Okay, so what gives the government like legitimate authority within someone else's property? Explain that.
The agreement of the citizens of that country.
Oh my god! All right, where's the agreement coming to play? When did one sign?
Like I don't understand. Like these are the agreements within our constitution. I'm confused.
Huh?
Is
when
this
did
not?
like I don't care about the Constitution either way, but
it's just like what is this? Like I don't like.
I'm asking you your beliefs. I just think that you can't engage with this.
No, it's not that I can't engage. It's just
I don't
that this
think
is going
you
to keep going. This is going to keep going in circles. It just
Because
seems
you
like we
can't
fundamentally disagree on
engage.
this.
Because you keep just like going back to, yep, the government says this and the government's going to take your land. But I'm asking you, based on everything that you've told me, this would lead me to believe this guy who is self-sufficient shouldn't have to pay taxes because he's not benefiting from anything taxes provide. I don't see why he should have to pay taxes.
Right, he's benefiting from his right to be able to be self-sufficient within this country.
Yeah, but that's a right that exists independent of a state, so I don't care about that.
But I don't think so. So then we disagree. So I don't know what to do.
Wait, so then that's what's weird. But you do agree. You do agree. You said earlier that you agree.
I don't see the point in this.
But you said earlier that you agree.
These rights.
So then you don't have the right to be. Wait. So do you have the right to non-aggression independent of a state or not?
You do not have the right to non-aggression independent of a state. You do not.
That is so fucking wild. Okay.
I never said that you did. What are you talking about?
But that's a wild thing to say, but
why is it wild? Right?
Because you're saying that people aren't entitled to not be aggressed upon. That's fucking wild.
Right, because this entitlement, these rights stem from where you are. It stems from the country in which you are in.
Wait,
what are we missing?
So if the country states, like in their constitution, that every child must be raped at 12 years old, does that mean that the state, just because the state writes it out in some contract, that it's justified?
I'm sorry, say that again. I had to say thank you to a donor.
If a state exists and they say that every child at the age of 12 must be like mutilated, like this exists sometimes in some nations, that they must be generally mutilated, would this be justified just because the state says it is?
Justified just because the state says it is?
Yes.
Right, so these would be based off of your principles where you are, right? This would be like you're just asking like a moral question. I don't think these things are like automatically awarded to people. Right? I would prefer
like little girls aren't automatically awarded just by existing to like not have their genitals mutilated?
Right. My preference is that this doesn't happen anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
But granted, under the law, their rights for it not to happen.
Under the law that you want to have. So let me ask you, like under the law you want to have.
My preferences have nothing to do with the law. I don't. Dude, I have 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes left on this conversation. And we can continue it later, but there are other people waiting.
I mean, we can. I can maybe try and like educate you or something. I don't know, like
we can probably continue it on Discord.
Yeah, I mean, just add me. I mean, think I'm in your server, but this shit is just ain't it, dude. You need to read. That's all I tell you. Like, you need to stop debating with these fucking people that come up and talk about gas prices and Trump's inflation. And you need to go into.
This just seems like so beyond what we can see. Oh, I don't know why they just removed him. Sorry. This conversation just seems like it's just so beyond any kind of like physical like observations that we can make. Like you're conflating my preferences like with what is legal. I don't care about my preferences. Like I don't. Maybe we're not understanding. But if you agree with him, please come up and try to cook me. I guess I don't know. Please come up and tell me exactly what his argument is. But whatever. I don't know what that is. But yeah, join the Discord or DM me what your Discord name is. Cause I think my Discord is. Oh, that is another. I should have said that, Kara. I should have said that. I didn't even think of it like that, did I? That's a privilege. But I guess let's go on to the next person. But yeah, join the Discord and we can continue this because I feel like this is going to be a longer conversation. But someone also said that his self-sufficiency would be based off of our military and the fact that our country still protects him. From foreign bodies. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 36, but you literally just said what I came on to say.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, the country still protects him from domestic threats and
Yeah.
foreign threats.
I should have said that. I should have said that.
I do like your content. I won't keep you. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank
That was
you
a
so
really
much.
good point. W. Caro, thank you so much. W. Corey as well. W. Caro and Corey. I should have said that. Didn't even cross my mind until he said that. Thank you so much. That's actually perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hi, how old are you? Oh, let's go on to the next person. W. Caro and Corey. But yeah, DM me your Discord name. I think that's how it works. And we can add you to the Discord. We could probably continue this after the live. Oh my God. When did I start going live? I started going live what time did I go live? I have no idea. What time did I go live, chat? 3? Damn, it's been an hour and 30 minutes on that fucking debate? Late. I know. I'm sorry. I was watching Kamala Harris give a speech and I was waiting for it. Hi, how old are you?
Oh, hey, how are you?
Cool. I'm alright. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Actually, I was commenting on the other guy. I didn't think I actually requested to come up on the box. It's just the gaslighting that he was doing. It was really bothering me.
Well, I mean, yeah, it just seems like we have some fundamental disagreements on what it means to live within a country. That is like an interesting conversation that I would like to continue at some point. But I just think, people are here for more than that. But if he wants to continue the conversation literally anywhere else, then, where I have more time than to be on live, then we can 100% do that.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing me up. Again, I didn't think my request went in. I thought I canceled it.
It's okay. I appreciate you. It's a very interesting conversation. It's very meta. It's very meta. It goes way beyond, what we see, beyond legality and things like that. And I think that's an interesting conversation. I just don't think it matters. I really don't give a fuck. I don't care. But yeah, y'all, let's go on to the next person. Am I lagging, chat? Libertarian brain rot? Oh, lol. Is that actually what they believe? I don't think this person's loading in. Let's go on to the next person. Let's look at the fundamentals of that. Give it a second, y'all. Oh my goodness, that was fucking exhausting. Hi, how old are you?
一个人的血统是不能改变。您是不是觉得您的女儿和黄皮肤的猪？不瞒你说，我确实有一个。
What the fuck, brother's watching Chinese soap opera. What the fuck? He's watching Chinese drama. Unk. What the fuck? Unk, please. Unk. Chat, people are not loading in and I don't know why and it's pissing me off. If you are in the guest request and you want to come up and debate, you need to be in the TikTok app. Hi, how old are you?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to join. Oh my god.
Alright, lock in. Lock in. 3,000 people in here. Don't embarrass yourself, please. Oh my god. But yeah. Hi, how old are you?
Hi, I'm 18.
Cool. So, are you?
Oh, I don't think I got accepted. That's pretty cool.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm British.
Oh, bye.
No, don't. I know all about this.
Let's go on to the next person. This is getting tiresome, chat. This is getting quite tiresome, chat. I need my reparations. What the fuck are my reparations? Hi, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Why is that?
I like his border policies. I like everything that he's doing for the country. I like the tax, that he's trying not to do tax on tips and all that.
Man, good thing Kamala wants to do the same thing.
Listen, I'm all for people believing what they want to believe in. I don't.
I'm not. I do.
Not? And why is that?
I think it's important to judge people on their values.
I get that, but
That's how you determine when people are like pieces of shit and when people are not pieces of shit.
I get that, but can I ask you a question?
Okay.
What are things you don't like about Trump? Like, why don't you like Trump?
He's a rapist. He's a fraudster. He's a racist. A lot of his policies were double-edged swords. A lot of his policies taint our economy. A lot of his policies increase our deficit. His tax cuts gave 80% of these tax cuts to the ultra-wealthy. It's a couple things. Amanda, thank you so much for the $50 Venmo reparations. Thank you, baby.
How do you
I
know
appreciate
all
you.
that?
Because I researched it. He made fun of disabilities. He said that he didn't make fun of disabilities. He also made fun of injured veterans. He said that in parades of veterans, he didn't want any injured veterans in the parade because it makes America look bad. There's a lot of things to not like about Trump. He's misogynistic. A lot of things.
Well, listen, I watched your live last night, and I will say your content is very interesting, and you're very, it's something very interesting to watch, and it's very entertaining. I'm new to the whole politics thing. I follow what my dad believes in, and I follow what my family believes in, and I also
you should want more for yourself.
Why would I want? I think Trump is offering a lot for the country, though.
Like?
He's offering the lowest taxes.
Lowest taxes for who? The ultra wealthy?
No, for everybody.
Then why did 80% of his tax cuts go to the wealthy?
Well, that I don't know, because I'm not really. I'm
right,
new to
and you should be. So I don't know why you're making these claims, and you just said that you're not engaged in any kind of politics, and you're just listening to your parents, because that's where most of his tax cuts went to.
Yeah, but the inflation was low when he was president.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
It was not. A lot of his tariffs resulted in I forgot what it's called, but his tariffs resulted in other tariffs that actually hiked up the prices for a lot of other goods in America. It did not lower inflation, not one bit, baby.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what do you think Kamala is going to do if she wins?
It's Kamala. Right. So it's Kamala Harris. So Kamala has already made it clear that the things she's going to do for this country is, one, extend on the policy that she and Joe Biden have already, achieved in this country, as well as if Tiffany, that's crazy, as well as signing into law things like a woman's right to choose and the border policy that was shot down by Republicans at Donald Trump's request. Thank you so much for the heart, man. I appreciate you. Yeah. So there's a couple things there.
Well, my thing on this is going to the wars now, moving on to the war topic. If Trump was in office, the Ukraine war would have ended real quick, and the war in Israel wouldn't be happening either.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. There is no war in Israel. It's just a genocide.
It's wars.
It's not a war.
How is it not a war? They're bombing each other. It's a war.
It's a genocide.
Nah, I think it's a war.
No, it's not.
It's not even close. If two countries are fighting each other, I think it's a war.
Damn. So if damn. So if a 12-year-old came up and smacked you in the face and you just pummeled them into a ground, is that a fight?
I mean, that's different. That's
What's
a lot
the difference?
Different. The difference is a 12-year-old is they're not around my age. I'm defending myself.
Right, and Palestine is not near. Right, and Palestine is not nearly the size, not nearly the economic size of Israel.
I think we can end this debate right here. Thank you.
Please do.
Now, how do I leave this?
Oh, all right. Oh, well, they got you. Let's go next. Let's go. Okay. Anyway,
they fly now. They're like this way, and they fly. You saw one the other night in the kitchen.
So? Hello? All right, this person not here, y'all. Let's see if we can get to 500K likes, y'all. Everyone double tap the screen. Hopefully, giving up in 1 minute, I don't know. Hopefully we'll be able to continue debates. Hopefully we don't have to do a restart. We've been stuck at 3K for a minute here, and it usually happens after longer debates because people don't have a good attention span. Hi, how old are you? All right, let's go on to the next person. Calling a presidential candidate king is crazy as fuck. Please do better, I beg. I kind of feel for some IHOP. I miss Sam. It's not the same going along. Amanda, thank you so much for the sub, my love. Thank you so much. Let's go on to the next person. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck, no one's waiting in. It's not the same when I'm alone. Hi, how old are you? Imani, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 25.
Okay. So, are you voting for Trump?
Actually, this has nothing to do with that. I just had to ask you, what lipstick are you wearing, girl? I'm sorry. Please, you would never have answered if I asked otherwise.
Oh, shit. Sorry, my bird just lost it. I'm wearing the Gwen Stefani line in the shade Tartan. Tartan. It's whatever this is. It is Gwen Stefani. Very good, though. Very good. Hi, how old are you?
Why is it playing music? What in the world? I have no clue how to fix that. I am 21.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yes, I do.
Scroll from the right down, turn off the music.
My bad. Sorry about that. I am 21.
Yeah. Right, so are you voting for Trump? Aaliyah, thank you so much for the magic rhythm.
I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know who I'm voting for, but I can tell you why I'm not voting for Kamala.
Why are you not voting for Kamala?
So I have a bunch of certifications through FEMA, which is
What's that?
FEMA. It's a federal organization that basically is the Red Cross, but it is nonpartisan. And all we do is step in the places of tragedy or natural disaster, stuff like that.
Okay.
So the reason that I don't like Kamala is because she literally doesn't know how that organization works and spoke on behalf of them on national television. There was a hurricane a couple of years ago. It was after her and Joe Biden had been elected president and had already taken on the presidency together as a pair. And what happened was the hurricane hit several families all through, I think it was Florida and that area. The point being...
Can you move somewhere quieter, please? Because it sounds like you have like a TV or something next to you.
I have no clue where that noise is coming from. I'm in an empty room. That's not me.
That's not you.
No. I have no clue where it's coming from.
It's not you. It's a fucking glitch.
Oh, well.
Holy shit.
Anyway, my point being, on national television, this organization does nothing but provide relief, regardless of race, gender, any of that. That's all we do. I was actually called out to go help these people in Florida when this took place. It was Florida. So when this happened, she got on, I think it was Good Morning America or something to that extent, some morning talk show. And on national television said that FEMA was already being dispersed, that federal funds had been dispersed, and that the funds would be going to people or areas where people of color or single families with women would be helped first. I have no problem with anyone being helped at all. The problem was that there was an entirely disaster of natural disaster of extreme proportions. We had to do search and rescue from canoes and boats. And I don't care who you were. And maybe that's just me. I didn't care who I was helping. I just wanted to help people. Dogs, families, there was people standing on their roofs. I didn't care. The point being that she got on national television and basically excluded people for an agenda. And while
a clip of the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has been circling online without full context, with users claiming that Harris had said Hurricane Ian relief funds would be distributed based on equity. The short clip cuts off the full context of the comments, where Harris was asked about the Hurricane Ian relief efforts, as well as how the United States should respond to the climate change impacts more broadly. Harris was in conversation with actor Priyanka Chopra, Jonas at the Democratic National Committee Women's Leadership Forum held on September 30th, 2022 in Washington. User shared a 40-second clip of Harris, who was saying, "It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are the most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by these issues not of their own making." Chopper Jonas as and women, to which Harris can be heard responding, "Absolutely. And so we had to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we need to fight for equality, but also equity. Not everyone starts out at the same place, and sometimes we have to take into account those disparities that do that work." So that's a good thing.
The problem was that whenever she said that, FEMA literally had, because people were scared that they were not going to receive help.
People being scared because they don't have like.
No, the problem was that when she said this on on national television, she specifically said these places are most impacted. These places are going to get funding first.
No, she didn't say that they were going to get funding first. She didn't say that.
I watched it happen, and then FEMA got on.
Can you provide me with that clip? Because I just read to you the entire quote.
I don't have the clip in front of me.
I just read to you the quote.
I mean, you can look up the video. I don't have the clip in front of me.
Let's actually look where this is. Kamala Harris, hurricane, because she quite literally says, yeah, communities of color are most impacted by this. We need to help people based off of who needs the most help. Right? Giving everyone the same amount of help never helps, Holly.
Well, no, yeah, of course.
I'm not done speaking. And that's what she was saying. She was saying that like communities who are marginalized and who have less resources need more help than communities who have resources, and that's pretty fucking obvious. Let's stop spamming this bullshit ass Jill Stein performative activist ass bullshit. Let's calm down, okay?
Some Republicans are.
Let's listen to it. Let's listen to the actual quote. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find the quote. Because unless you can find it, we can both go look for it.
Let's see.
Let me see. And how do you what is it? Is it FEMA? Is it FM? Is it FEMA?
Yeah. And
let's see.
The thing that really got bad was whenever
I'm sorry, honey. I don't want to hear anything else about this until you find this clip. Because I just read to you the quote, and you said, and you said that it was wrong. I just read to you the entire quote.
Let me see here.
Oh, too late. I found it, actually.
And this is our vice president.
It is our...
1 second. Is it you this time? It's not. Oh my god, there's someone stuck in the fucking live and they don't know where they are. So I'm gonna play this chat and then we're gonna all assess it from here. Then I'm gonna fucking restart because I'm sick of this bullshit ass app.
Lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. And absolutely. And so we have to address this in a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place. And if we want people to be in an equal place, sometimes we have to take into account those disparities. And do that work.
So what's wrong with that statement?
That's not the whole quote. You didn't finish it.
Okay, so let's actually continue this. Let's actually continue this real quick. See what else she said.
Make sure this is coming through.
Let me see something.
Look at her face.
Oh, where's the full thing then? You haven't provided me with it.
I'm trying to find the whole thing.
It is our issues that are not of their own make. Is based on need to fight for equity.
I can't wow.
Let me see. I think this might be it. Yeah, no. I'm looking for it, but I will say I have no problem with what she said just there. That's not my issue. My issue is that what happened afterwards when she said that
doesn't have shit to do with her. Literally, the only thing Rudder says is that everything was like taken out of context. Right. So what some random ass committee does? First of all, I think it is a very good thing to focus on these like lower income families more. Absolutely. I think it's a good thing. So what's your issue here?
My issue was that after she said that, she said we're going to focus on those specific groups. She said she wasn't going to focus on the actual equity. She said she was going to focus on those groups. I can't find a single clip of her saying this. Look, the point being, FEMA. I don't care about the point if you can't substantiate it. I just tried to wipe your ass for you. I can tell you what the actual quote said from FEMA whenever they had to redact what she said.
Let's go look this up for you. Where's it at?
They posted it. I believe it was still Twitter at the time, but they posted it. It was on
Twitter. What is it called? Where are you even getting this from?
Let's see here.
Oh my fucking god, I cannot stand this person. This person's talking about the meats. They're eating something and it's so good.
Yeah, I have no clue on that one.
Like, I don't think they even know where they are right now. They're literally having dinner. But I have to restart because I'm already pissed off from this. I fucking hate how shit garbage this app is.
You're good. I understand. The thing that FEMA posted was saying that please disregard Vice President Harris's comments. FEMA has nothing to do with her. We will be distributing the funds and people will get help based on who needs it most, which is the truth.
Well, you are indeed in the live, baby. You are indeed in the live. Honey, you're in the live.
I have no problem with what she said in that call.
You said please disregard Vice President Harris's what?
Please disregard Vice President Harris's comments on who will be getting aid or something like that.
I literally can't find this anywhere.
Okay, so...
literally, it's either FEMA is full of people who can't fucking read or listen or comprehend anything. Again, this has nothing to do with what she said. Literally nothing. They're just being dumb.
Here it says, FEMA Chief Deanne Criswell insisted communities of all colors would receive relief if needed, despite Harris's wishes. We're going to support all communities. I committed that to the governor. I commit to you right here that all Floridians are going to be able to get the help that is available to them through our program.
She never said that they wouldn't.
Well, that's how it was. I guess
that's not how it was taken. It just seems like you, as well as other people, have no comprehension skills. So you not voting for her based off of this fuckery is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because she didn't say that. She didn't say that only certain communities get help. This is literally fucking brain rot.
Like I said,
are you serious right now?
I can't.
So you're basing this not off of what she actually said. You're basing this off of how people took it.
No, I'm basing it off of the full clip, and I'm sorry that I can't find it.
The full clip isn't there, and she didn't say this. I'm literally on factcheck.org, right? Who would have all of this information? No.
I guess that's fair.
But yeah, so next time you decide to be a single issue voter, please at least be accurate.
Oh, I have many other issues, but That's the one that stands out to me for her. That being said, I hate Trump.
It shouldn't stand. Well, you're on the same team, but like the thing is though, is like we gotta restart because whatever the fuck is going on with my TikTok right now is pissing me off. It's pissing me off. So everyone, we're gonna restart. And then cause oh my fucking like, I can't deal with it. I can't. I feel like my stomach just churned, chat. Alright, let's get people back in here. Jesus, let's get people back in here, chat. We're so back, hopefully. Let's get people back in here. I hated those vibes. I don't even know. They give you no out. I have no way of finding out who is in my live. And it happens to everyone. It happens literally to everyone when they go live. It does this glitch where if you like kick people too quickly, yeah, I have to reset. If you like kick people too quickly, it will like still invite whoever you kicked from the live who wasn't loading in. So it'll just fuck you over because then you won't be able to kick the person that just got in your live. So then you have to restart over because then you won't be able to kick the person that just got in your live. So then you have to restart the entire live. Doesn't matter how big the live was. But anyway, y'all tell everyone that we're back. Share the live. I think I'm gonna go for maybe like are you voting for Trump?
No, I'm not. I was just wondering when you were going to do the Discord with that Amish guy, the guy that was advocate for the Amish people.
Advocating for the Amish people?
Yeah, the other one to live on the land for free. You know, like that guy.
Oh well, yeah. I said he can DM me his Discord name, and then I can add him to my Discord. Right now, my Discord's under construction.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good.
That's to be determined.
All right, sounds good. All right, bye.
I didn't know he was Amish, but you know.
Sound like an Amish guy. I think he was.
Sounded like an. I don't think you have a phone then.
Well, no. So you have different Amish. So some Amish they have cell phones.
There's different types of Amish.
Yeah, the Amish in my town they have bicycles. They drink liquor on their bikes, and they have phones.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right.
No, I'm dead serious. All
right. Let's go on to the next person. Yeah, that's funny. Damn, not even the Amish could do Amish shit. A sovereign citizen? I guess. He seems like a pain in the ass for police officers. Hi, how old are you?
What?
How old are you?
48.
Cool, so are you voting for Donald Trump?
I ain't voting for none of them.
Why are you here if you're going to waste your vote?
I just had a curiosity question, man. If this girl is so for her peoples, right? Why did she keep black folks locked up a lot longer than what she was supposed to get free labor for the state of California?
That never happened.
Yeah, it has.
No, it didn't.
Okay, whatever. That's the only question I had, but I'll let you go.
There was a question about something that didn't happen.
It did happen.
It literally didn't, though. It didn't, though. It didn't happen. She explicitly kept people out of jail by lowering recidivism by 40%. Hi, how old are you?
Hello, I'm 26. I was just contacting you to let you know the reuters.com is the site for the Kamala Harris speech she was talking about.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, my bad.
Yeah, and so how do you even pronounce that? Is it Rudders?
Reuters.
I know, but is it Rudders? Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, so it fact checks this and says that it was out of context.
Yeah, and they even show like the video of the text that she was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what that other person was talking about.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know the site.
Yeah. All right, appreciate you, my love. Reuters. Thank you. I'm seeing routers. I'm seeing Reuters. I say Rudders. Hello. Reuters. Roots. What do you mean, rooters? Y'all are fucking with me now. Hi, how old are you? I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Let's go on to the next person. I actually really hate that song. That song is so annoying. I think that's one of her worst songs. I'm not gonna lie.
You want to debate this girl?
What?
Who
On
are
live
you?
against with 1,000 people. Hello.
Hello? What in the pussy?
Hello.
Hello?
How's it going?
Yeah, so who do you want me to debate? How old are you?
I'm 19.
What year were you born?
2005.
Cool, so what do you want to debate?
Why you're voting for Kamala?
It's Kamala. You're 19, you should know how to read. It's Kamala.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Right, so why I'm voting for Kamala? Well, one, because she has worked on in the Obama in the Biden administration, under the Biden-Harris administration, forwarding a lot of these bills that we've gotten passed over their time in office over the 4 years. This being like the PACT Act, which was like the largest expansion for veterans health care, the infrastructure bill, which gave us like 2 million jobs per year, building houses, roads, any kind of infrastructure, etc. There was the American Rescue Plan that brought Americans out of debt during the pandemic and after the pandemic as well. There was the Chips and Science Act, which incentivized for companies to make their electronics here. So, we are the most like energy independent that we've ever been. We're drilling more under Biden. Our economy is, doing amazing. We have the strongest economy in a lot of sectors right now, even after COVID. What's there not to love?
Well, with the Biden administration to begin, the first reason why gas prices are so good is because he shut down the Keystone Pipeline.
That's not true.
Then why are we dependent on other countries when it comes to oil?
We're not.
We're not?
No.
You just said so many things, so there's just so many different points that I could touch on. But there was
Please
one specifically.
touch on one. They're begging.
Remember.
They're begging to be touched.
I know.
They're so touch deprived. They're begging for it, fiending for it. They're shaking, oozing to be touched on.
You said that the plan that you said that there's people getting out of debt from COVID. Then why is credit card debt up 60%?
I don't know. There's a lot of reasons for that. There are a lot of consequences to the pandemic. It doesn't mean that Biden didn't bring us out of a failing economy during the pandemic.
Yeah, he also, or during his time in election or his time in presidency, he got like 500,000 black-owned businesses. Is that true or false?
What?
He got 500,000 black-owned businesses during his time as president. Correct?
He got
like 500,000 black-owned businesses were in business. Like they became into business with Biden in administration.
Isn't that a good thing?
It is. Do you think that could be why credit card debt is so high?
Because black-owned businesses were more prominent?
I'm just like, because why else is credit card debt so high right now if it's up 60%?
I don't know. What argument are you trying to make right now? Are you saying that
I'm just trying to figure out
you're being racist. Oh.
I'm trying to figure out how
you're just being racist.
You just claimed
that is not high right now.
That is low.
That is so the American
percentage
debt
returns on it is 8% for mortgage rates right now.
Right, so American debt was higher under Trump. It was higher.
Wants it down to 3.
It doesn't matter what he wants it down. He made it increase. He put us $9 trillion in debt. Actually, no, it was more than that. So,
I'm pretty sure it was 9 billion.
Was it trillion or billion?
Billion.
Let's look it up. Does that make it better? Nina, thinking someone put us up.
Also, with the Biden administration, he's giving us more debt by funding for other countries.
No, it was trillion.
It was trillion? Okay.
Get the fuck off the... Oh my god, he's so a mess.
But how much money did Biden give to other countries for their war problems?
Why does this matter?
It's American debt you're talking about.
And yet Biden, right? So Biden only has four trillion. He paid back 2 of that. Trump couldn't even pay back 1 trillion. He put us 9 trillion in debt.
You do realize how much money that we'll make on returns by raising tariffs, right?
It didn't though.
Well, when he's elected.
It didn't.
Because that's one of his policies, and Kamala doesn't have very many policies right now.
She does have policies. A lot of her
under the
policies have
Biden
already been
administration.
passed.
Are they hers, or are they under the Biden administration?
They are hers. It's the Biden-Harris administration.
And there's only 2 that I know of.
Right. So that's how candidacy works. That's how we roll these things out. So right this week she's focusing on the economy, but the DNC convention is this week, so we're going to see a lot more of these policies roll out.
Well, the American debt will increase by her giving $6,000 to parents. It just will increase. It'll come out in your tax dollars.
I should go on to the next person. I don't even know how to engage with this.
Trump raised it from $1,200 to $2,000, but from 2 to 6.
I have no idea. He's just yapping. I don't even know what angle to attack this at. I don't know what he's even like. What? Hi, how old are you?
Hello? Sorry.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay, so are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
And why is that? I'm hungry.
Well, there's multiple reasons why, but the reason that I wanted to come in is just because I had a question, specifically about, you said that we're not buying our oil from other countries.
I didn't say that we're not buying our oil.
Well, when you were speaking to the other person and he said that, we shut down the Keystone Pipeline and they did, lots of jobs were lost, and then it made us more dependent on other countries.
It did not. We're more energy independent than we've ever been.
Energy. There's a difference between energy and oil.
Right. No, we're talking about oil. We're drilling more under Biden.
Okay, where?
In America.
Where in America?
Wherever we drill that oil, baby.
Okay, and where are those main parts that we drill oil?
I'm not familiar with the main ports.
Okay, so like
that's
Texas,
a lot of ports.
Oklahoma, but also we could be more energy independent if we had the Keystone Pipeline.
Right, but it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it to sacrifice Native American land as well as the environment for the sake of a Keystone Pipeline.
And jobs?
Yeah. I don't think we should sacrifice our environment as well as Native American land for that.
Okay, so then how do you feel about turbines?
What about them?
Okay, they need oil to function.
Okay.
And so where do we get the oil to have our turbines function?
The shit ton of oil that we already have.
That we don't have.
We do have it.
Okay, where are you getting?
We're drilling more under Joe Biden than we literally ever have.
Okay, that's what I'm asking though. Where? Because there is no proof, and we could get a lot more, and safety-wise too, with less fracking if we did the Keystone Pipeline. Also providing jobs.
I just told you why we didn't. I just told you why. I don't think it's worth it, and neither do these parties believe that it's worth it to fucking sacrifice Native American land as well as pose environmental risks for the sake of one fucking pipe. Do I have to keep saying this to you?
No, and then, okay, then give me this. What about solar farms?
What about them?
How about the destroying farming land? And how they destroy, like, everything that you can to live off of. I mean, you have these solar
farms. Where are you getting
that,
this from?
What do you mean where I'm getting it from? You see it on the side of the damn road.
No, solar farms. I live in the city. I don't live in buttfuck nowhere, okay?
Okay, so then it doesn't affect you, which is why the electoral college, exists, just so you know.
Yeah, and I live in the state that determines you. So can you go ahead and...
the state that determines me.
Can you go ahead?
I've lived in multiple states.
Okay,
and
whatever.
I like living in Hawaii, by the way. because I did, definitely land owned by Native Hawaiians that are being bought out to put solar farms on instead of to have like actual farms. It's killing everything. So you want to live off of that
Yeah, I
solar,
don't see
which
where you're. I
also
don't
is
see where
not
you're getting this
reliable.
from. I don't see where
What
you're
do you
getting
mean where
this
I'm
from.
getting it from? You see it.
Seeing something does not mean that you know everything about what's going on.
No, it doesn't. I don't have to have facts because it's there in front of my face.
You do have to have facts because it's not there in front of my face.
Okay, then look it up. I'm on my phone, so obviously I can't look it up because then I'd be
What claim
off
are
the
you
TikTok.
referring? Yeah, so it's not going to kick you off the live. You can just wait for you here. You have 45 seconds. Go find it. I just got really tired. I don't know, man. Hold on. Don't you look at my shit! Sorry, chat. I needed to grab some bull piss. Government sanctioned bull piss. Flavored elderflower. Okay, so we're still waiting for this. I just want a source. Chad, I'm tired. I'm tired, Chad. What is this? Megan, still? Megan.
It's Megan.
So, nothing?
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, when you leave the app, I can't hear you.
Okay, so that's the problem. Okay, so I was reading it off, and
yeah, okay.
Because I'm on my phone, but it's on. Oh God, you can't hear me if I go. Hold on, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, PopSci, POPSCI.com.
You said pop what?
Sci S. Oh, hold on. SCI.com. PopularScience.com.
Oh, pop. Okay. What is the title?
The negative of solar power.
You realize that no type of power is just positives, right?
Sorry, what was that?
You know that like there's no type of power that is just positives. Like what is this supposed to?
Well, yeah, no, but so then don't you think that instead of just gearing towards one power, so for example, making all cars electric, and why don't we do more research instead of mandating that by 2025 that all vehicles are electric or anything like that?
That's not what that mandate says.
What does it say then?
It says that they want for more hybrid or electric cars to be sold and manufactured.
Okay, so because I do know that they're not.
That's not mandating you to have.
I have a diesel
an
Volkswagen.
electric car. Right.
Yes,
That's not
and I know,
mandating you
and
to do anything. That's
yeah,
mandating for
exactly.
production companies to be selling more hybrid and
Okay,
electric level cars.
exactly. I do know that. It's
Hybrid
not
cars
saying
still use diesel.
okay. Um, I understand on certain hybrids, and I understand too that I'm not being mandated to then go out and get an electric car. It's saying that manufacturers will then have to only sell those or electric cars.
The mandate doesn't say that they can only sell those. It's just saying to up the
Okay,
production and sell and
electric
sales of
or
those cars.
hybrid.
It's just
So
to up the
then,
production and sales. It's not.
okay, and then on top of that, though, we talk about gas prices. What about electricity prices going up? Like if you go
From who?
home and you're charging your car, because I mean, hell, to charge your car and I'm not against electric vehicles. Don't get me wrong on that. It's a great idea, and
I don't know why
if
we're
you have the
pivoting.
money
What?
for it,
I'm sorry. Just really quickly, before we even do any of this, because I don't know why you're complaining about electric vehicles right now.
I just said that I'm not against them. It's just like mandating that they have to have hybrid or electric. They're trying to go full
No one is
electric.
saying that you have to have anything.
Not us, like me that already has
Not even the
a
people who
gas.
are selling these cars need to just have it. You're misrepresenting what the actual mandate says, and I don't know why.
What does the mandate say?
It doesn't say that they only need to have these things. It doesn't say that they only need to sell these things. It's just saying that they need to up their production of these cars, up the sales of these cars. That is not that deep.
Okay, so then if I want to buy a gas vehicle, how hard is it going to be for me to find a gas vehicle? Because I don't want to pay
literally not at all.
I don't want to pay well, I couldn't even buy a gas lawnmower recently. I could only get electric. And the
That has
only
nothing
reason
to do with anything.
Yes, it does. It's gas.
You just sound like you're in a shit country. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. You're in a shit city who only had electric cars at the time. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I at this moment live in North Carolina because my husband serves in the military, so I'm here. But I'm from Texas, and I can tell you right now, living in Texas, and not just in one place in Texas. I've lived all over Texas, and living out in West Texas, where these guys work on oil fields and stuff. And then losing their jobs. It used to be a stable job to be like an oil field worker working as a floor hand.
This doesn't make any sense. How the fuck are they losing their jobs if we're drilling more?
No, because that's the thing. They're not drilling more. They're drilling
They are drilling
less.
more. No, they're
How?
not.
Where?
This is a lie.
See, that's what I want to know. I want to know. Okay, they say they're drilling more, but you need to tell me where are they drilling? Because yeah, you could be drilling. Are you getting anything out of it?
Yes.
So then where are they? Tell me, where are they drilling that's more than when Trump or anybody else,
federal land in the western United States, the Gulf of Mexico, we have Alaska, we already have these existing private lands.
That's where the Keystone Pipeline comes into effect.
Right, the Keystone Pipeline was inconsequential. We didn't need it because we're still drilling more.
No, we're not. Drilling more doesn't mean
yes,
anything.
we are.
How about
You're
that's
just
destroying
lying.
land? Okay, you're lying. You're destroying.
I don't know.
You're destroying more land by drilling more when instead you could have one drill spot and have.
That's not how that ever works.
Oh my God.
That's not what the Keystone Pipeline was for.
Okay, no, the Keystone Pipeline was to drill and have the oil. So tell me, explain to me then what you think.
Do you
Explain to me then what you think that the Keystone Pipeline did and why it's supposed
it wasn't for it to be. Your kids are fucking loud, by the way. Yeah, so the Keystone Pipeline, which is supposed to transport crude oil to Canada, this isn't going to be the only thing. If anything, the Keystone Pipeline posed significant environmental risk, and which was one of the reasons why it kept getting denied.
Okay, and so then how is it that what was the environmental that it was causing? The environmental.
Do I have
risk?
to wipe your fucking ass for you?
No,
it was running through Native American land, and if anything went wrong, it would pose significant environmental risk to the land and the people around it.
what are the environmental
kills
risks?
plants, right?
Okay,
It kills
okay,
plants.
so
It
okay.
kills the land around it. I
So
don't
the
know
solar,
why I have.
so
I don't know
so
why I
do
have to
solar
keep
panels.
wiping. I don't know
No,
why I keep
you're
having to
not
wipe your
wiping
little
my house. You're
ass.
just not making sense because okay, so do solar farms and so do turbine. They do
I
the
don't know.
same.
I don't know where you're getting this from.
You don't have to get it from any. They have to
I
destroy
do.
a plant to build a turbine. Okay, I have to have the facts for that. It's literally
You
like
do. You do.
okay,
Because I don't know where you're getting this from.
No. If you have dirt, okay, I want to build a turbine over here. There's grass.
I don't care about your hypotheticals, genius.
I'm not
Source it up.
hypothetical anything.
Source
I'm
it up.
saying,
Source
okay,
it up.
over here, we're going to build a
Source it up.
turbine, and
I
we're
don't
going
give a fuck though. Source it up. I
we need
don't
to
care.
build
You're
it right
yapping.
there, and there's
I don't
grass
care.
and plant life growing.
I don't give a
To
fuck.
build a turbine,
But
we
that's so
then have
crazy
to
though.
physically
But that's so crazy.
move.
That's so crazy how I don't care about your
See, you
hypothetical.
just keep talking.
Because I want a source.
You don't need a source to know that you have to move plant life to build a turbine or a solar farm.
Right, but we're talking about the overall environmental risk that it would cause in comparison to each other, right? So like there's no form of energy that humans have that is like fully clean. Like that's not a thing. No one even advocates for that, not even a little bit.
But you still have to destroy land and plant life to then put a turbine
But
or
oil,
a solar farm.
Right. No fucking shit. That's
So
how.
then how
That's
does
how all
the
of it
oil,
works.
if you're drilling
that's
in
how
one
all of it
place-
always. That's how all of it has always worked. Like you have to displace things in order
Yes.
for us to be able to have energy. No one ever
Yes.
made the argument that it was against that.
Okay, so then the Keystone Pipeline does the same thing. It is not distributing oil out into the world.
Okay, so can you go ahead?
Like
Holy
out into
fucking-
the land.
I'm gonna actually like lose my shit. Go ahead and provide the source that solar energy causes more environmental harm than oil.
I told you that. Plus,
Yeah,
all the
you didn't.
by the way, too, solar farms and turbines both require oil to function.
Right. So can you go ahead and provide the source that I just asked you for?
What source are you asking about? That doesn't make
The
any sense.
source
I
that-
gave you the source.
You didn't. You just said something. That's not a source. You just said go look outside. Right? So can you
That's
go
what
ahead?
I was saying about displacing.
Megan, if the next words out of your fucking
Megan.
gullet, I don't care. If the next words out of your gullet, it's not a source, I'm gonna move on to the next person.
You don't need a source to go outside and
Yes,
look.
you
have
do.
to-
I live in the
no,
city.
to
fuck,
see
fuck.
that you need a replay.
Fuck, I
You
live in
need
the
to
city. I live in the
displace
city.
something.
No
Okay,
shit.
well,
That's
good
how
for
that
you.
always works. I never said.
I know.
You're
so
addressing an
still-
argument that I didn't make.
No.
You're
So to-
addressing an argument that I never fucking
to
made.
then have a
Displacement is not always a bad thing, okay? Every part of energy that we have is going to displace the environment at some point. I'm talking about the level of harm that comes from one in comparison to the other, Megan. Find the source. Find the source, Megan. Find the source. What is not clicking?
It's just like
Megan,
I can go online.
what is not
no. And I'm
clicking?
going to find something that fits my narrative, and you'll find something that fits your narrative.
No,
Then
it's going to
and
be
then-
based off of which one is more credible.
And-
Go
and then
fucking, you're just complaining. Megan, you forgot your jacket. Megan, go find the source. I'll give you some time. I promise you.
I said pop science.
I don't know why you keep talking.
I gave that to you.
Right. This doesn't prove your point. This is just saying that both have pros and cons. It's not even comparing the two to each other. What are you talking about?
I haven't even read the article, so you can read it verbatim. Because
I know you haven't. I know you haven't.
Okay. Yeah.
So can you go
okay.
ahead and can you go ahead and provide the source that compares these two, please?
Yes. Debunking oil and gas myths and it's on Chevron. The first thing that I put up or that came up on Google was Chevron.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so the oil and gas myth that the world is running out of oil very soon. Okay. No one, I don't know who's, myth one, the world no longer needs oil and gas. I agree. That is a myth. We do still need oil and gas. Oil and gas companies aren't really reducing their emissions. Yeah, I agree. You didn't read this. Companies don't need permits to drill. Obviously, they fucking do. All U.S. oil comes from Texas. No fucking shit. Like, what? The industry only hires engineers. No fucking shit. You didn't read this. You didn't read this! You didn't read this! You didn't read this! Anyway, let's actually go I need my fucking reparations immediately, chat. So, let's actually go over like the benefits, the pros and cons of like solar and green energy. So like reduced greenhouse gas emissions, less air and water pollution, sustainable resource use, right? Energy independence, the reduction of fossil fuel dependence, decentralization of power production, economic benefits, this will create jobs, energy cost savings, right? Technological innovations, of which the Chips and Science Act does. The advance on energy storage, grid stability, and resilience. There's sources for this too from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, the International Renewable Energy Agency, the U.S. Department of Energy, the Environmental Protection Energy, right? There's also let's go over the cons, right? Let's go over the cons, right? Let's go over the cons. Well, yeah. Let me see. Let's see. What was the initial high costs, right? Installation and infrastructure. This would cost us a lot of money at first, right? The investments of grid infrastructure. This would cost us a lot of money at first. There would be an impact on land usage, right? There will be a large land footprint to be able to fit all these solar farms. Understandable. Holy fuck.
Keep reading.
I don't know, man. I am.
Who are you calling? Who are you calling? I'm not calling anybody, baby.
The con is simply we're going to need to find ways to be able to dispose of the materials that we use in order, for these, green energy, right? Like the batteries, the solar panels, if they get damaged, turbine blades. We're going to need to have proper recycling processes for this, but these are solvable issues.
If they're solvable, then why aren't they solved? Because that's
they are
the point
they
right
are
now
they are being solved.
They're not. We actually have a whole...
Right. So the disposal of old or damaged solar panels, wind turbine blades, and batteries presents a growing environmental challenge. This is true. This is very much true. Proper recycling processes are needed to... Whoa. Amanda, holy shit. Amanda, thank you so much for the unicorn fantasy.
Yeah, thanks for the unicorn. Even though I know it goes to her, I don't hate you, but my daughter did like it. She saw it. It's cute. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
Oh, and Nick as well. Oh shit, we just hit the... Okay, period. Thank you.
Okay,
thank you all so much. I appreciate... Wow, thank you so much.
My daughter loves the unicorn too.
Okay, thank you. Hell yeah.
Sorry, I've been corrected.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so proper recycling processes are needed to prevent toxic materials from entering the environment. These are solvable things. They present new challenges. Obviously, we're going to be in new territory with, more green energy. But overall, we are going to be putting our environment at a much better space than what it was before. I am pro that. I don't see why you wouldn't be.
No, I'm pro that too. I'm just saying the Keystone Pipeline, for the time being, like you said, at first, the Keystone Pipeline would do us more energy independence.
No. We already had energy independence. It was unnecessary. Actually, look it up.
Yeah, you're talking to somebody.
Since we gotta wipe each other's ass here. So it was rejected due to a combination of environmental concerns and climate change implications and political considerations. Let's go over the environmental concern. The risk of oil spills. One of the major environmental concerns was the potential for oil spills along the pipeline's route, which would cause sensitive ecosystems, farmlands, and other water bodies, including the, I don't know how to pronounce that word, so I'm not even going to try, a crucial source of drinking water and irrigation water in the Midwest. The impact of wildlife and habitats, the construction and operation of the pipeline were expected to disrupt wildlife and habitats, particularly in areas of the sandhills of Nebraska. Environmental change, tar sands, oil. The Keystone XL pipeline was designed to transport oil from Canada's oil sands, which is more carbon intensive to extract and refine than the conventional crude oil. Environmentalists argue that approving the pipeline would lead to the increase in greenhouse gas emissions. This doesn't sound like a good thing. You think we should risk all of this for the sake of what?
Well, to be energy independent, and then on top of
we're
that,
already energy independent.
No, we're not. We still get oil from no.
That doesn't mean that we're not energy independent.
Okay, no. If we are supplying it all for ourselves and not getting it from anywhere else,
we're not supplying it all for ourselves. We're still drilling more under Biden than we ever have in U.S. history.
Okay, so it's okay to drill in all these places, but not have a Keystone pipeline. But then just
we don't need the Keystone pipeline. It was more cons than pros.
Makes no sense. So
it literally does make sense.
No, it doesn't.
We shouldn't sacrifice Native American land and habitat for this.
And then then you're going to drill in all these places, all over Texas or
right because
Oklahoma.
they were necessary.
And destroying that land.
Right, because these things were more necessary than the Keystone pipeline. I don't know what you're missing here. It's a matter of pros and cons.
Way.
It's a matter of that doesn't mean that we should do it. That doesn't mean that we should do it more, right? Because it was finally rejected under the Biden administration. The Biden administration who wants to go ahead and move more into green energy, right? That's one of the main reasons is why. So I don't see why I don't see this is such a non-issue. I don't know why y'all fight so fucking hard for this is boring. This is boring as shit. I don't know why you're fighting so hard for it. I don't know what. I'm not denying anything.
No, I really do. I think that you've just been raised to be Democrat your whole life. And
I actually wasn't.
Okay, so then give me reasons why you like Kamala.
Right, I like Kamala Harris because one, she supports a lot of the bills that have already been passed under her and Biden's administration. The Inflation Reduction Act that gave Medicare the ability to negotiate with high-level drug prices. There was the American Rescue Plan that helped people during the COVID pandemic, that brought people out of poverty. There was the infrastructure bill that gave us 2 million jobs per year. That's still going on right now. That went to building houses, roads, bridges, etc. Anything that has to do with infrastructure. There was the Chips and Science Act, which incentivized for companies to be manufacturing their goods here, right?
And then also, how about Trump had said that he was going to have tips non-taxed, and he was all for it.
Good thing Kamala Harris says she wants to do the same thing. Holy fuck!
Exactly after Trump said it, but she's also been in office.
Trump is not the one to come up with this.
Well, no, he wasn't. I know that. But he also said that he, that's what he's going on. But then Kamala's like, "Oh, I gotta go out there and say it too."
That sounds like a really good candidate.
And then tell me this. She's been in office now for 3.5 years. Why hasn't it been done?
What are you talking about? Why hasn't it been done?
If she's saying that's what she's going to do as president, why hasn't it been done when she's vice president? Of cutting the
what is the job of a vice president? What power do they have? What legislative power do they have?
Assisting the president. So you can
what legislative power do they have?
Assisting the president.
Personally, I disagree with that.
Okay, then what is it?
I disagree with the no tax on tips.
Oh, you don't think there should be a tax on? I don't think there should.
No,
be
I think there should be. I think if you're getting money, it should be taxed.
Well, America was created because of no tax.
I don't think it makes any sense to suddenly not tax a particular demographic of people. I don't get that.
But why would we tax people that get tips?
I think what actually should be targeted is companies underpaying their workers and then having them rely on tips. I think that's what we should focus on, and not allowing this particular system.
I don't know. Maybe people do their job better and then they get tips.
I think that's stupid. I think the fact that we live in a country. No. I think the fact that we live in a country where people go to work, they work their fucking asses off for however long, and their employers are legally allowed to underpay them the federal minimum wage because they get tips. I think that's disgusting.
Okay, do you want to pay my husband more then?
I don't know who your husband is.
Or me when I was in the military?
I don't care. I think you should be paid your fair share regardless. I think you should be paid.
Yeah, you want to talk about working your ass off. People are like,
you should be paid the minimum wage.
And that is not true.
I think you should be paid the minimum wage regardless of your tips.
So don't tax the tips then. And there are companies.
I think if you're receiving money, it should be taxed.
And then wait, just so you know, it depends on the restaurant, but they can pay their workers minimum wage, okay? And then they get tips. And then on that, because they get paid minimum wage, then they have to split their tips between everybody. Then those tips are taxed. But then it depends on also how well is that person doing at their job to get those tips.
Right. We won't have to do any of this, right? We won't have to do any of this if we just pay people their fair share off rip. That's why I disagree with it. I disagree with the concept of tips in general. I still tip, but I disagree with the concept. I think it's very finicky. I think that's why people are unable to pay their bills, because they have to rely on tips to make up the other half of their paycheck. I think they should get their paycheck in full.
Well, depending on the job that they perform.
I don't care what job it is. I think everyone should get their paycheck in full.
Just like everybody dreads the DMV because they know that they're going to get a paycheck regardless on how their customer service or anything is. So the tip thing is to then perform better to where then they get more.
No, I don't think that's fucked up. That's called slavery. I don't think we should. I don't think
slavery would be for free. It's not free.
That just sounds like slavery with extra steps. All right, a person should not need to go above and beyond while already being paid below the minimum fucking wage so they can get a little extra dough. I think that's fucked up.
A little extra.
That just sounds like.
I can tell you right now, and I can tell
Megan,
you too.
No, that just sounds like slavery with extra steps. I don't care.
Slavery.
Because this extra work and this work that they're putting, them showing up to the job warrants them a paycheck. I don't believe in all this extra fuckery. Okay, we shouldn't need to be testing people while they're working to make sure they'll be able to pay their bills that day. I think that's stupid. Go take care of your kids. They're calling you.
Yeah, my daughter is crying because she wants me to put her TV on, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want her watching this trash on YouTube.
Then at the very least, go spend time with your child, please. She's calling you, not the TV.
Oh, I will. All right. Thank you very much. And I will be voting for Trump so that she has a better life. Thank you very much.
Right, the Trump that's going to make sure she has a baby at 10. Got it.
No.
Anyway, Trump that says she'll be dating him in 10 years. Anyway, hi, how old are you?
32.
Everyone come back. I know that shit was boring. Come back. Oh, please, low attention spans, come back. Please. Are you voting for Trump?
Leaning hard on it. Definitely not Biden or Harris. Well, Biden dropped out, but Harris, definitely not her.
Why are you voting for Trump?
Well, I'd say because the Democratic Party is just trash. One. Honestly, if I may be just completely honest, I haven't made a complete decision, but if I were to vote, it would be Trump. Because
so give me policies from both sides real quick.
Well, I'm not finished saying what I'm saying before I get into that. Well, I want to ask a question. So, in the last 100 years, let's go with the last 150 years. Who was the first president that actually had a policy and that was actually going to place executive orders that were going to drastically improve the lives of every American? Didn't matter about race.
No bill has ever done that.
Do you know why?
Because that's not how the world works.
No, because
there's always going to be people who are still like affected or not affected by a particular bill. There are hundreds of millions of people in this country.
Well, this particular plan was going to affect everybody in a positive way, but the only reason it didn't happen because the president was killed. Do you know
JFK?
Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. Do you know exactly what he was going to do and why he was killed?
I'm familiar with it. What was it?
Well, it's because
it's a conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
It is a conspiracy theory.
All right. Well, I haven't even said it yet. So how can you say it's a theory if I haven't even said it yet?
Because I know what you're talking about.
What am I talking about?
I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, how do you know what I'm talking about if you can't remember the name?
Because it's a well-known conspiracy theory. So can you go ahead?
We could be talking about two different things.
Then tell me what you're talking about to make sure that we're not talking about two different things. It's not that
first,
fucking hard.
I want to make sure that you tell me what it is you're talking about, so that way when I do say what I'm talking about, you won't just say, "Oh, that's what I was talking about."
I'm gonna put you back in the fucking comments if you don't start talking like an actual person.
Because you don't know what I'm talking about. The thing I'm talking about is that John F. Kennedy was specifically, well, actually, not even him. No, you know what? I'm gonna get to that later. JFK was going to get rid of the Federal Reserve, right? And he was going to back our money in silver instead of gold, because a lot of people do not know, and this is not a conspiracy theory, what I'm about to say. This is actually,
do I really give a shit about this? What does this have to do with the current election?
You should, because it's time for an election. You should care about what I'm about to say, but you have no idea where I'm probably going with this. All right, now, keep it like this. Say it like this, right? The Federal Reserve, right, has the power to print unlimited money, right, at a cost to Americans, right? How were Americans living before the Federal Reserve? What did we use as currency? We had gold, we had silver, we had silver certificates.
There's a popular conspiracy theory that suggests President John F. Kennedy was planning to get rid of the Federal Reserve, but there's little credible evidence to support this claim. Here's a breakdown of the facts and origins of the story, the basis of the theory, executive order.
Where are you getting that information?
I'm not. Stop talking. No, I don't use Wikipedia. One of the key elements fueling this conspiracy theory is Kennedy's executive order 111110, signed June 4th, 1963. This order authorized the U.S. Treasury to issue silver certificates, which some argue is an attempt to diminish the power of the Federal Reserve by returning control currency issuance to the U.S. government. Misinterpretation of the order. However, this interpretation is not widely accepted by historians or economists. The order merely amended a previous order to delegate authority to the Secretary of Treasury. I don't care about this conspiracy theory, is what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm reading. I actually don't give a shit. I don't care about a conspiracy theory, big man.
Okay, I don't care that you don't care.
I want some oxtails.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
It is a conspiracy theory. There's no evidence for it.
That's because he was killed.
Right. So you just making up this claim because someone passed away doesn't mean you know what the best conspiracy theory about that assassination? That like no one even pew-pewed him. His head just did that.
Okay, well that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
His head just kind of did that.
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Though?
Yo, I don't care. Make an actual point rooted in evidence, yo. I don't give a fuck.
What does that have
I don't care about conspiracy theories. Go watch the video. Well, don't watch the video of a man being unalive, but like...
that has nothing to... the video of him getting killed has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't care about conspiracy theories. Make something up. Make something else up.
But what makes it a conspiracy theory?
The fact that there's no evidence from it is just from speculation. That's what a conspiracy theory is. I don't care about this anti-intellectual bullshit.
So because you don't have evidence, it's a conspiracy.
No, you don't have evidence. That's what makes it a conspiracy.
Oh, so maybe I do. Maybe it's not acceptable evidence to you.
Right, so acceptable evidence will be peer reviewed. If it's just some bullshit you got off of Wikipedia or some like download. I don't care for this conversation. I'm gonna move on to the next person.
So you don't think that just because it's something that's not widely accepted, I don't conspiracy?
Yes, that's exactly what conspiracy theories mean.
Okay, well, All right, conspiracy theory. Well, I'll give you another example of how you're wrong on that. There's a book called How to Lie with Statistics. Number two,
yeah.
I'm going to give you a personal example.
And I promise you ain't read that shit.
If you say so, I'm going to give you a personal example.
I don't care about a personal example. I'm going to go on to the next person. That's what I care about.
Yeah, I see what you're doing though, but it's all
That's
good.
that formaldehyde laugh, chat. That formaldehyde laugh is scary as fuck. I want some Jamaican food. That formaldehyde laugh is scary as fuck, chat. Hi, how old are you? Hello? Jeffrey? Jeffrey? All right, they're not here, y'all. Let's go on to the next person, y'all. Double tap that screen and catch that bio. Sorry. Catch that in the bio. I need my reparations. Thank you. Hi, how old are you? But double tap the screen, y'all. Follow me.
I'm 32, actually. Same as the last guy.
Cool. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
And why is that?
There's two things. Cause I've only been here for about 20 to 30 minutes. The whole pharmaceutical thing started with Mark Cuban. For Democrats, the reason that they want to lower drug costs is because Mark Cuban brought along his plan, which is the cost plus drugs, which actually lowered prices before legally it was allowed. You can look that up anywhere. But my biggest thing that I was going to ask you about, which I'm sure you read, was that VP Harris has planned to close all privately owned migration detention centers and release the non-violent criminals and then deport or return the violent offenders back to their origination countries. So I was just going to ask, like, what your opinion was on...
She said she wants to what? Yeah, I haven't seen anything on that.
Close the privately owned immigration detention centers. I know you're probably using Google. You can look up any of those sources on there. It's...
Yeah, so which one do you prefer?
I mean, any one of them.
Okay. Oh. You're still not gonna help me. Okay. Oh. Oh, not your girl getting mad at you in the background.
No, she's mad because I didn't bring up the groceries.
Go ahead and bring up those groceries, big man. And what's the issue with this?
Why would we release people back into our country that we have not cleared things through? Also, why...
Where did it say that they didn't clear them? And your girlfriend is cursing you the fuck out. She's cursing you the fuck out. That's not good. Go spend time with your girlfriend. Please. She doesn't just do that. I'm not gonna... What the fuck? Go get them fucking groceries, big man. Get the
They're
fuck
already up
out
here. She's complaining because...
Go hug your late... I can't even have... I'll look more into this while I'm debating other people. Please don't... You're... No! That's so awkward, brother. That's so awkward. I can't... That's cringe. I can't do it when she just does that. Yo, either leave or hug her. Like something... Oh my god. That is not demure. That is not demure. Let's see. Y'all give it a second. We'll get some more debates in. I don't even know what the fuck that was, y'all. Give it a second. Remember, if you are voting for Donald Trump, go ahead and hop into the guest request, you guys. Please be patient. We will get some more debates in. She is cursing you the fuck out. I could hear it. That's a studio apartment, too. Let's see. I'm trying to read this. See what it says, chat. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find... No. What? No. Hi, how old are you?
54.
Cool. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am not. I am voting for Kamala Harris. I know you're looking for ops. I just want to say really quick, I love your show. You are hilarious. I love the fact that you can respond so quickly. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate you, love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's go on to the next person, y'all. Give it a second. I'm trying to find something on this, but I'm just finding. Hi, how old are you? Nope, they're not here, y'all. Give it a second. We'll get some more debates in. I really hope I don't have the following glitch, chat. I'm going to be really upset, really annoyed, start crying, maybe piss and shit. Hi, how old are you?
Hi, love. I'm 28, but I just want to say I love you, girl. Shut them down, honey. Shut them down, queen. And I love your natural hair. You have a good day. Kamala Harris all the way.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. Let's go on to the next person, y'all. No more Glazers. No, I know. Let me see. Kamala Harris once pledged to absolutely close all privately run immigration detention centers on day one if she were to become president, according to a video obtained by the Post. Hi, how old are you?
I just want to say that you're pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. The new resurfaced clip shows Senator Harris responding to a question in the October 2019 town hall in Iowa City when she was running as candidate in the 2020 presidential race. Hi, how old are you? That's two people. Hi, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 23.
Okay, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and why is that?
Because Trump needs to win. He's going to save this country.
I think this is a troll.
No, I'm not a troll. I'm 23 years old. I'm not a troll. Trump is going to save.
Let's go on to the next person. It's like a cult, you know? It's like genuinely like a cult, and I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with that. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, so are you voting for Trump?
I am.
Okay, and why is that?
I'm stand more with conservative politics.
And those would be, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, conservative politics. Like, I don't agree with the higher tax burden that. You say it's Kamala Harris and not Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala, yeah. I agree. I disagree with the, and I also agree with Trump's economic policy in his first term. What do you think about his Tax Cuts and Jobs Act 2017?
I disagree with it. It's a double-edged sword. It gave tax cuts to the ultra wealthy and did not. And it literally didn't trickle down at all to the middle class. So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This I don't understand your first point. What are you referring to? What bills? What policies?
Well, in terms of, I don't really know much of Kamala's policies in particular. I'm just going more of the Biden.
I'm talking about Trump. I'll say what policies do you agree on the basis of Trump, right? The Trump tax cuts
2017.
Right. So what were the benefits of this? What demographic are you a part of?
What am I like?
What demographic are you a part of for you to be able to benefit from this? Since 80% of these tax cuts went to the ultra wealthy.
Well, I'm a student, so.
Right. So what part of this, like, so yeah, so there were.
I'm talking more. I'm talking more of like an ideological basis, like I mean, I'm a student. I don't work. Like these policies won't affect me.
Oh, so you're pro policy that didn't help you at all?
Not me in particular, no. But I'm talking more of an ideological basis. What I think is good for the country is. I'm not allowed to say that.
Since when was giving tax cuts to billionaires a good thing for the country?
Well, that's what I believe. Like.
Yeah. Why do you believe it? What is the evidence for it?
To our opinion, no.
No, but but only one of us can be right. Right? So can you go ahead and provide that?
It's not true at all. It's not
right.
True
Anyway, I don't give a fuck. Right? So can you go ahead and provide where you're right? Because you just saying that something is your opinion. That's just where the conversation is going to end. Right? That's just a conversation ending sentence, and I don't care for that. You can just go back to the comments. Right? So what were the benefits of this, and why do you fuck with this so heavy?
It lowered inflation. It created more jobs.
No, it increased. No, it didn't. That's fucking false, and you know that. That's false, and you know that. It increased the national deficit. Be so fucking for real. Be so goddamn expeditiously, supercalifragilistic, expialidociously for real.
Every administration has increased
none more than Trump. Be fucking for real.
You can't use that as an argument.
Be so for real. Unemployment was down by 3 million. Up by 3 million. What are you talking about?
And you don't think the Biden administration has increased the national debt more than the Trump administration?
No, they literally haven't. They literally haven't. The Biden administration went into debt by 4 trillion, returned 2 trillion. Trump went into debt by 9 trillion and couldn't even return 1 trillion. So I don't know what you're talking about here.
Do you realize what the national debt is right now?
Right, and it's lesser under Biden than it was under Trump.
Do you actually believe that?
Am I false?
Yeah, you're really false.
Oh, right. Where are you getting this from?
The national debt has increased under. I mean, this is just how government works. Government spends more money than they right.
Make. So the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget they go over all of the spending of both presidents. Donald Trump has spent $8.4 trillion, right? Biden has spent $4.3 trillion. Biden was able to re-put into the economy $2 trillion. Donald Trump wasn't even able to put in $1. So.
But you saying that the national debt has decreased since Biden took office?
No, I'm saying that Donald Trump increased the debt by almost $10 trillion. Biden spent less than half of that.
Of what?
And then was also able to return $2 trillion of that debt.
Okay, right. Let's I think we should move on to something else. I don't think this is going anywhere really.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I think we should move on to something. Why don't we get your opinion on why the main points that you're not going to vote for Trump?
I'm not going to vote for Trump because he's a rapist. He's a racist. He's a fascist. He's just straight up an idiot. We've heard people talk about Trump. The people who've worked closely with him, they have to show him more pictures than words. That's fucking scary as shit for a president. Also, given the fact that his bills and policies tanked our fucking economy, increased our national deficit, increased our unemployment, lowered our employment, increased unemployment. We lost 3 million jobs. That's so much more than any other president in history. What is there to like?
Do you think that Trump is a fascist?
Yes.
What do you define as a fascist?
Authoritarian leadership.
So in what way is Donald Trump authoritarian?
Right. So there's a lot of ways in which fascism,
But don't skew this. Don't skew this.
I'm not skewing it.
Fascist,
I don't know why you're not arguing with someone else. No, you just interrupted me. Put a muzzle on it.
No, I was.
Put a muzzle on it. You just asked me a question and then you interrupted me.
No.
No, you just interrupted me. You interrupted me. I was talking and then you said, "Oh, but don't know." Okay, so like I was saying before, there's a lot of ways in which fascism, happens within societies, right? The fact that he portrays the United States as some kind of economically torn up hellscape in order to bolster himself into power. That is one way we understand that fascism happens in certain societies, as well as the fact that he denigrates his opponents, the fact that he supports the 2025 agenda, even the fact that he says that he doesn't know what it is, or that he's not a part of it. He very much knows what it is. We understand that the 2025 agenda is textbook fascism, wanting to get rid of wanting to get rid of education, wanting to take away the rights from many people, wanting to get rid of the protections of minorities as well as LGBTQ members of the society. This is textbook fascism here. The fact that he believes that he should have more say onto the Federal Reserves. This is ridiculous. Right? Or even the fact that he said that he wants to dissolve certain parts of the Constitution to make sure that he can do whatever he wants. That's another part. That's fascism. The fact that his ads kind of portray him as approved by God, that's textbook fascism.
This is fascism. Turning my mic off. What the hell? That's fascism.
No,
anyway,
that's not fascism.
I'm just kidding. Anyway,
it was a bad joke.
But the comment on the Federal Reserve, and that's fascism. He wants to take more control of the Federal Reserve.
Right, wanted to expand your power when we have checks and balances for a reason. That is how fascism begins.
Right, but the Federal Reserve would still be private. He wouldn't. That's not fascism. He would influence the Federal Reserve. It still doesn't make it. You were also being very vague about him. You were being very, very, very vague about taking rights off minorities.
Right. So they want to get rid of these. Right, so they want to get rid of these protections for minorities in this country, as well as the fact that Donald Trump has said that he wants to try people for protesting against the American flag. That is textbook fascism. The fact that can you address the part where he says that he wants to dissolve certain parts of the Constitution?
What parts?
Right. Oh, let's grab the quote real quick.
Well, I don't know this quote, so I'd like to know what part.
Let's grab this. Trump on SAT Saturday. A massive fraud of this type of magnitudes allows for the termination of all rules, regulation, articles, even those found within the Constitution, right? He tweeted this. I don't remember the date. Yeah. So.
Right, and what minorities?
What do you mean, what minorities?
Because you can't just say minorities, and
that's its own group.
There's lots of different minorities. It has to be very subjective about these type of things. Like, just saying minorities, like it could be illegal immigrants that need to be deported, or would you say that
it would be people who are already in this country.
Yeah, illegal immigrants are in this country.
Can you address the points that I made, please? Can you
I was going to address your definition of fascism, which was, well, could you just go over that again?
Can we? Do you want to? Right. So
I think that's kind of fear mongering with like labeling Trump a fascist is not only.
I don't need to fear monger anything. We can go over the things that he's actually said.
It's definitely fear mongering because fascism has connotations to Nazi Germany. It has connotations to fascist Italy. Which is completely different from Trump, and this kind of likening Trump to like the Hitlers and the Mussolinis is.
Yeah, I actually don't give a fuck. Cope, you know.
Yeah, well, it's very I think it's just very divisive.
I think it's very divisive to question a person's race, you know. So can you go ahead and address what I actually said? I think it's very. Right, the thing that he did to Kamala, the way that he was talking to her, I think it's very divisive to like.
Why are you just changing the subject?
I'm not changing the subject. We're talking about something being divisive. This candidate is already divisive
about your definition of fascism.
Right, and I'm not wrong, right? It's a far-right authoritarian power. I'm really not, though. We understand that there's a way that fascism comes into power through a thematic sense, right? If you look at the way that a lot of these fascist dictators came into power, it's very similar to the way that Trump is coming into power here. So anyway,
you believe that if you got a third term, sorry to cut you off. Carry on.
Right. So with this Project 2025 agenda, I do believe that we will be approaching something like that. But like, it doesn't matter. We can disagree if you want. I don't care. But you attacking something so small, I really don't give a fuck.
No, but that's one of your main points. I asked you why you wouldn't vote for Trump, and you said the second thing you said was he was a fascist.
You can attack that word and disagree all you want. I don't care. Either way, I still don't. I think he's a danger to democracy in this country.
In what way? Because I like this point. In what way?
Right,
so give it the January 6th riots. I imagine.
Not only that, but also the fact that he says that he wants to dissolve the Constitution.
Right. Okay. So you see certain things happen like this in the UK as well. So
I don't give a fuck about the UK.
Dissolve the Constitution. He doesn't mean he's going to dissolve the entirety and the Constitution. Everything.
No part of the Constitution should be dissolved. I don't care.
Well, that's just not correct. I mean, the amendment process. The amendment process tells us that's not correct.
I don't care.
You can't just say you can't just say I don't care to points that you can't respond to.
Co-parter.
This isn't a debate. If you just say co-parter,
all because he lost an election. Co-parter.
This isn't a debate. If you just say co-parters, the things
you just trying to say, oh, that's not what he meant. Isn't it going to change? Like, this doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, but you can't say that he's going to dissolve the Constitution and then not look deeper into what he's meant to say. I mean,
I shouldn't need to look deeper into what the president is saying. He should be very blunt. I don't think we should. He's not Jesus Christ. He doesn't speak in parables. He said what he said.
But you can't interpret that in the way that you want to interpret it. I mean, he obviously meant it in a different sense. He's not going to dissolve the entire Constitution.
It wasn't. I didn't say that he was going to dissolve the entire Constitution.
He's going to dissolve the parts of the Constitution that prohibit him from functioning the country.
Whatever.
As he.
I don't really give a fuck though. I disagree with that. So you're gonna have to tell me either you're going. Hey, stop with all this fucking coping. Either you're gonna have to tell me like where this wouldn't be an issue, or like
Because I don't think it would be an issue. I mean, obviously, dissolving the entire constitution would be a massive issue. That's not what he's going to do. He would.
Yeah,
he would
man. Good thing I didn't say that.
Yeah, well, you basically did.
I didn't say. You seem like you're very good at interpreting what people say, and no, you're fucking not, because I didn't say that. I quite literally said that he wants to dissolve parts of the Constitution. You seem really fucking bad at interpreting what people say.
And would you not agree that dissolving some parts of the Constitution would be beneficial to the running of the country? Why do you think the amendment process exists then? To change the Constitution to fit the modern day.
It is for his own gain, not for the people.
No, but just answer this question.
It is for his own. This is disingenuous. It is for his own gain and not for the people.
Okay, but please answer this question. If you don't believe that dissolving some parts of the Constitution,
I'm not answering shit because that's not the context in which we're talking about.
It is. This is exactly what he wants to do.
He's only doing it to help himself, not the people of America.
That's your opinion, but I believe that
the context of him wanting to dissolve certain parts of the Constitution is to make sure that he doesn't get in trouble. What are you talking about? Amending is not dissolving the Constitution, right? He wants to get rid of parts of the Constitution. That's quite literally what he said.
The whole Constitution?
If you're not going to be honest, I didn't say the whole. Let's go on to the next person, because it seems like you have a. This isn't on. This isn't on. This isn't on.
I'm British. Love the UK.
Oh.
I'm not 23.
That was
strange. You kicked me last time. You kicked me last time for being British, so.
What is it? Oh, that's why he wasn't making any sense. Because I was like, what the fuck? That is so. Why are people so weird? What is so special about me that y'all fight to get on my platform? Is it ever that fucking serious? Is it ever that serious? Oh, it's 6 p.m. That's gonna be my last person. They're so strange. They're so strange. Hi, hold it. Oh, you already got it. I already got him. So strange. Yeah, I think we might have a bit of a following glitch, y'all. We have a bit of a following glitch. I have to fucking call my agency. I'm annoyed. I'm lagging. Oh my god. Everyone's lagging. Everyone's lagging. Chad, y'all always say please don't go. How long do y'all want me to fucking go live for? 24 hours? Jesus. You fiends. You fiends. You fiends. Animals, all of you. At least post vids, probably. Hi, how old are you? Not just saying yes. I don't have nearly enough gifts for all y'all saying yes. I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. Talking about some 24 fucking hours. Cash that Venmo on a fucking bio. Don't blame me. Hi, how old are you? I need some incentive.
I'm 55.
Cool. So are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, goodness, a lot. Because I went one is the border, the economy.
What about the border? We can go one by one.
What about the border? Okay. Under Trump, the border was better secured, a lot less.
How is that possible? That's not true.
It is true.
No, there were more illegal crossings under Donald Trump.
There was not. No, there was not.
There was.
There was not.
There 100% was.
No, there wasn't. No, that's a lie.
That's not.
Under now, the last month, because Biden put something in place.
$1.50 is not enough, King.
The numbers dropped. But no, under Trump, there was a lot less border, especially illegal border crossings.
Nope. You would think, right? No.
They are not being vetted.
The border does not say that. The border did not say that shit.
We have 99 people on the terrorist watch list in our country.
Who gives a fuck?
well, they're dangerous. See,
Right. So
If
we
they
had
weren't dangerous-
higher illegal crossing than Donald Trump. You're spreading misinformation.
No, they're not. I don't. Okay, where are you looking at? Where's your
Right.
information coming from?
One Border Patrol and any fact checking website. Right.
Oh, no,
illegal
no.
illegal immigration increased.
No, it didn't. In the 4
Okay, so
years,
where are you getting this from then? Right? Because I gave you two sources, right?
under the
So can you
No, you gave me one source. but
Right, so
under-
provide.
under
No, I
the
gave you two. I gave you
government
factcheck.org as well as the Border Patrol. So can you go ahead and find me the source that you're getting this from? Because
Well, I
clearly
can't because I'm
we're
on
on
my
opposing.
phone.
Yes, you can. It's called scroll out of the fucking app and then go find it and then
because
use it
I
on your.
have to come back. So
You
anyway,
can you if you
can-
no, hey. We're not going to continue the conversation. We're not going to continue the conversation until you find a fucking source. You understand me?
Oh my! I can tell you're a liberal. All you do
I
is
am.
cuss and lie. Yeah.
No one. Yeah. So the only way for you to
So
prove that I'm
don't
lying
come at
is for
me
you to
with
have
that.
alternative. No one
Don't
gives
come
a
at me
single
with that.
shit. No one cares,
Don't
right?
come
So
at
can
me
you go
with
ahead?
that.
Cry.
Disrespectful.
Are you gonna beat
You're
my
gonna be
ass?
disrespectful to
Why
the
are y'all
elders?
so sensitive?
Okay, so
You're
let's
like
go
the
on.
most sensitive
I'm
party.
gonna-
Camille!
I
Thank you for the
just- when
$50
you were-
cash app. Shut up, Camille! Just send me $50.
When
Find
you
the
were
source.
spouting numbers
Find the
about,
source.
the
The
debt,
source. I gave you
that
two.
was also incorrect.
I gave you two sources. Two.
Correct. You need to.
I gave you
spreading
two.
misinformation.
I gave you
guess
two
I will report your
sources. I
page.
gave you two.
I'm gonna report your page because we're spreading
I gave you
misinformation.
two. You're gonna report my page because
Yes,
I
I
asked you
am.
for evidence? What
No,
a
no, no.
fucking snowflake, bro.
Because you are spreading misinformation.
Such snowflake.
And
Then
you're very
prove it.
disrespectful.
Then just prove it.
And I cannot
Prove
scroll out
it.
of
Yes,
my
you
phone
can.
and come back.
Yes, you. Then do it. You're so lazy. Oh my God. Pull yourself out by the bootstraps.
Well, I can tell you're a liberal. Y'all are.
I
very,
can tell you're a
very
conservative
angry.
by how lazy you are.
Oh, we're the ones that work
Thank you
and
for
pay
the money.
taxes. You guys
No,
are
you
wanting
don't. My
everything
state
from the
provides for your
government.
state. My
Are you
state gives
kidding
subsidies
me?
to your state. Be for real.
Wow.
What are you talking
Anyway,
about?
I can go on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on, and then I will get the information, and then I will come back.
You can do it right here.
And then I will come back, okay?
You don't need to leave.
What you did when you were talking about the
Oh my
debt
God! Find a source. This is so not demure.
Are you under Trump? Let me talk.
No, you didn't provide a source.
Oh
We're
my
not
God,
pivoting.
because you don't want
We're not
facts.
pivoting. We're not.
You do
You're
not
not giving
want
the facts.
I
Provide
will
the source. You can leave right now.
Tashika, I will leave and
You
come
can leave right
back
now. You can leave right
after
now and come back.
We have a conversation.
No, I don't have conversations. I have debates. I don't have conversations. I have debates.
Obviously, you yell.
Yeah, I
You
do.
yell.
I'm loud and right. So can you go ahead and provide a source?
I will after I get through my conversation.
No. I understand you're voting for a rapist, but we care about consent over here. Okay.
I'd rather vote for
I said
a
no.
rapist and have better policies. That's not going to get us into World War III and close our borders than have them come over
Brother,
and kill our youth.
Damn! Get him out.
Wow.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Help! Whoa! Whoa! Brother, that's not. Whoa, dear, that's not. Wait a minute. That's. Whoa, that's. Whoa! Hi, how old are you? Okay, let's go on to the next person. We'll do one more debate. We'll do one more debate. You could at least deny that he even did it, but the fact that you stood 10 toes down is crazy. They stood 10 toes down on the whole grape situation, Chad. That's a bit crazy, innit? It's a bit wild, innit? It's a bit crazy, innit? I'm a little bit tired, and I still haven't finished painting my room, in all honesty, Chad. There's like one little triangle in my room that I haven't finished, and I was gonna ask my dad to do it. Hi, how old are you?
27.
Cool, are you voting for Trump?
I am. So you said, this is a few people ago, that the economy wasn't as bad under Biden than it was Trump. and I'm going to make Harris go in that box because she is his vice president. So under Trump, inflation was 1.9%. Biden, it was up 17%. This is fact.
Right. So what was going on during Biden?
Well, you really can't count COVID because it was
Yes, you can.
Trump as well. If you
Right.
count
So
COVID,
there's the beginning, right, and then Biden inherited this, right. By the end of Trump's presidency, there was COVID, and then Biden inherited the COVID.
and then gas prices, it was $2.17. And then Biden, it was $3.96.
Right. So where are you getting this from? Let's look at it together.
Factcheck.org.
Right. So what's the title?
It is the misleading economic data to compare the Biden and Trump. And then it has the misleading picture that was going on Facebook. And then it has all the facts.
I'm sorry. Why can't I find this?
I don't know, but that's what it said.
You said it's called the misleading economic what?
Hang on a second. I'm sorry.
Why do they all have children that they don't take care of? No, we're gonna get there, Clover. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Economic data to compare Biden and Trump presidencies. I mean, you can take my word for it. I'm reading it right now off my tablet.
Right. So why is inflation below 3% right now?
I don't know where you're seeing that because it's not pulling up for that for me.
I can't even find what you're looking at here.
Every year it goes down. So there's that answer. You can look it up for every year. It always goes down around this time.
Go take care of your fucking kids.
See, you don't want to listen because they don't agree with you.
I don't want to listen to some fucking
crazy.
I don't want to listen to a baby cry. Go take care of your. Why do they all like never take care of their kids? Come back up when you take care of your child. They're crying for a reason. Hi, like what the fuck? Who wants to listen to that bullshit? Why are their kids always crying? They're like the most unhappy demographic.
Okay,
Hi,
so
help you?
I was just doing research on Kamala and Trump.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. So I'm not against Kamala, nor am I against Trump. This is
You should be against Trump. You're not against a rapist. Get it together.
Well, yes. I mean, when I say against, I'm not saying like hatred, like no, but I'm also not siding with him. You get what I'm saying? The few questions that I have from you with Kamala is, what is she doing for this election? Like, what is she pledged to do?
Yeah, so go ahead and because this just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This just happened. So what I'm gonna need you to do is go on Google, type in Kamala Harris.
And see, with that, they give misleading information. Like I did see a video.
It happened literally like what, 2 days ago? No, yesterday. She literally just gave a speech. Like literally 2 days ago.
Okay.
On her and then on top of that, the DNC, and then on top of that, we'll find out. The DNC convention starts tomorrow.
Okay, well, as president, what is
she's not president, she's vice president.
No, when she becomes president, what does she want to do? What is she
the
gonna
DNC
change?
convention starts tomorrow.
What are you able to tell me as of right now though? Like what knowledge, if a person was just able to vote and you wanted them to be convinced to vote for Kamala, what would you tell them?
I would be very disgusted that person has a supercomputer in their hand and refuses to use it. So let's go ahead and grab this for
But the internet gives false information, just like
no, it doesn't. The internet gives
black men.
Right? The internet gives. Whoa, Jizzy, thank you so much for the fireworks. The internet gives both true and false information. It is your job as a consumer to find out what is true, and if you are unable to do so, you're going to have a problem. Because here's the thing, Maddie. 1 second, Maddie. 1 second. Because here's the thing. Why would you believe me? Like, if you believe that the sources outside, of which I'm about to cite, are incorrect, why
Because I want your opinion. I want to see as the United States, we all are voters. We all have our opinion to pick who we want as the president for the United States. So I'm asking you, as a person, what do you believe she's going to do? What have you taken in? What you get what I'm saying? What did you understand?
Jizzy, you're sending it to the wrong person. Love you though.
It's not the wrong person because before I started talking, I said I'm on neutral sides.
Maddie, no. Jizzy's literally one of my biggest supporters. They're literally questioning in the chat why they're sending it to you. So I'm like, they sent it to the wrong person. Okay, it's fine though, Jizzy. I get their coins anyway. So anyway, yeah, so she has two economic plans that she put out previously 2 days ago, right? In which she goes over $25,000 down payments assistance for new homeowners in America, as well as a call to build 3 million new housing units and a ban on corporate price gouging on groceries. So she said this 2 days ago. I'm sorry, baby.
So
from the horse's mouth.
With the Biden and Harris administration, can you explain to me how inflation went up and how
COVID?
So do you think that Biden and Vice President Kamala came in at the wrong time?
No, they came in at a perfect time. They dragged our economy out of the shitter.
So you feel like this issue could be fixed if we keep
what issue?
Inflation, healthcare.
Inflation is below 3%.
I don't know why you're being so defensive when it's.
I'm not being defensive, but it just shows you haven't done it. Name one policy from both sides.
Okay. First, we have the abortion ban. We have the.
That's not a policy.
They are policies.
No, like what's the name of these policies? Because that wasn't a policy. That was a repeal. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, this is what I fucking mean. Like, this is what I mean. 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 Don't look like look it up. I beg you, look it up because like
I'm asking.
Why am I told to be nice to this?
There's three.
Why am I told to be nice to this chat?
You need to
no. I am speaking clearly. I don't know why I'm told to be nice to people like you. I'm not gonna wipe your ass. Like, you have a supercomputer in your hand.
That's like, come on now.
Like, you're talking about whether or not sources, right, Zephyr? You're talking about whether or not sources are credible. I'm about to cite the exact same sources. So what are you talking about? Right, Zephyr, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying.
When I came on here, I asked you, what are they going to do? And I also asked you, what advice would you give a new voter, and how would you convince them to vote for the right person?
Read something. Read.
Okay, so what are you on TikTok for debating then?
Read. She's giving speeches. She's giving a dozen speeches.
Okay.
You haven't listened to any of them.
Okay, well, you're being defensive.
My advice. I'm not being defensive.
Okay, let me talk.
I'm really defensive into the face of low information voters. Right? She has given several speeches. Stop talking. You're being defensive right now. You are being defensive right now because I'm holding you accountable for how much you're not doing. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. You are. This is weaponized incompetence.
If you're gonna tell people to go on Google, what are you on TikTok?
This is weaponized incompetence. I'm on TikTok debating people who have done research, even if it's the wrong research. I don't respect people who don't do either of that, though.
That's not attacking.
I don't respect people who do. I don't respect people who don't do either of that, Maddie. I debate people who still went out and did the research, even if they got the wrong shit out of it. They still did more than you did. They still did more than you. They still did way more than you.
Can I unmute now, or are you just going to keep talking?
Right. I give you my advice. My advice is go and listen to every single speech that she's given so far. That's my advice. My advice is to read. My advice is to do your due diligence.
Thank
right?
you. That's the answer that I wanted. Have a nice one.
Was that really hard to come up with by yourself? I don't respect these people. I don't. They come up here. This is weaponized. This is weaponized voter incompetence. This is weaponized incompetence. You have a supercomputer in your hand. If you don't pop some shit into ChatGPT, do not piss me off. Okay? Hi, how old are you? BB Lynn? How old are you? Alright, I don't think this person's here. Let's go on to the next part. Like, I don't get it. You know? At least the Trump supporters that come up here actually did their due diligence, and they still did more than you. Imagine a Trump supporter doing more than you. Oh my god. You know what I mean? Damn. I'm gonna go spend some time with my dad today. Actually, no. I'm gonna go buy a stove today. Hi, how old are you?
I'm 32. Sorry, my girl was. I was the one that was kicked earlier because my girl was super pissed because I didn't unload the groceries. Yeah.
Damn, brother.
No. She was asking me about if she was gonna get her nails done today. I gave her money for her nails. She's currently doing that right now. Different subject, but that's why I was kicked. Because I had a bunch of stuff going on in the background. So sorry about that.
All right, as long as she's happy, all right.
Yeah, my girl is my number one priority. So
she wasn't there, and she was pissed.
She wanted to get her nails done, and she was not ready to not have that done.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Sorry. Back to the original two subjects that I was originally talking about. The number one thing, since we're talking about policies, and this is going back to the original when she ran in the first place, the closing of private migration facilities, private migrant facilities. Are you okay with her closing those facilities and releasing the nonviolent back into our personal population and exporting?
Is this a policy that she still stands by?
She hasn't really spoken on this particular one, but it is something that her party stands by, which wouldn't really necessarily. She wouldn't really switch her opinion on.
Well, she switched her opinion on a couple things over time. So, can you provide a story that talks about this more? Because what is the reasoning behind this? This sounds like a pretty random thing.
Oh no, it has to do with immigration, illegal immigration specifically, because a lot of people who are caught crossing here illegally, who are caught for violent crimes, are put into private migration centers. Very easily Googleable, and she wants to close those facilities. So that's why I'm asking, like, your opinion specifically. Well,
it would depend on what the reasoning is behind this. So let me go ahead and find that real quick.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm sure you can find plenty of sources.
Profit. Let me see. Yeah. It says profit in humane conditions. The American Civil Liberties Union, the Human Rights Watch. They're talking about the profit over people, that concept, reports of abuse, limited oversight, contractual legal loopholes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with prisons that are ran. Basically, it's the same thing with privatized prisons. That
I think it would be a bit hypocritical to do it for immigrants and not for the U.S. because you understand that's like one of the biggest issues we have over here.
Exactly.
These privatized prisons.
I agree. I completely agree. But she stands for private prisons because they are for profit, and the taxes go straight to the American people, where private immigration centers are ran a little bit differently. So you are correct. It is hypocritical, which is why I asked that question to a lot of the big streamers and stuff like that that actually let me up, who try to source things and try to counter me. I'm just curious because I mean, everyone has a different opinion.
Let me see.
We have the same sources, as you said.
Well,
so.
Well, actually, no. I'm looking here. Like she's expressed opposition to private prisons in America as well, and detention centers, right? So it doesn't seem like there's any, like, I would say, like, I would agree with you, right? To be opposing of immigrant detention centers and then be pro prison centers in America, even though they stand for the same thing, is fucking hypocritical as shit. But it seems here that she's opposition to both of these things.
So how would we handle? And my next question, because it has to do with, the economy, which I also did have my fallback on the last one, the whole Mark Cuban thing. But they do branch together. I'm sorry. It's a hard plane to land. It's economics and stuff. So who's going to pay for those, deportations / bringing people in who are going to have to pay their fair share? Yes, but how are they going to get started? Where are they going to be sent? We don't know what types of crimes these people are going to commit or not commit.
Well, I can't find anything that said that they're going to be releasing these people, though. You can get rid of privatized prisons and still have places for these people to go. I don't see where they're saying that they're going to be releasing these people. Just really quickly, the Biden administration, early in his presidency, President Biden signed an executive order directing the Department of Justice to phase out contracts with private prisons.
Yes.
Yeah, so it seems like even the Democratic Party...
It did not happen. If you actually look under Senate bills and House bills, there was actually nothing that was done. It was actually they increased funding for private prisons and private jails for not only private immigrants, but also for people who are American. Sorry, it's hard to word that correctly. But how is it okay to house people in that way through private funding?
Where did they see this? Where did they do this? What executive order was this?
It was an executive order. I'm saying through the last 4 years. It's just standard policy that has been going on.
I can't find anywhere where he increased funding for these private prisons, though.
I'm sure I can find out. I'm sorry. I also have Google at my fingertips. I can find it. We had increased funding. And I'm trying to remember how to Google that. It was due to state and federal level jails and prisons running out of room. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people that commit crime. We don't have enough space. And so we have to keep soliciting to those private facilities to do that. I can give you a source. I'm sorry. Just give me one moment.
I would, yeah. Because I'm only finding the ways that he's gone against private prisons.
Increased. I had it. I'm sorry. I had it in my bookmarks. I couldn't find it. Increased. Which follows back to the second question. Sorry, I will find this source, but that I also do have a second question. In terms of the lowering insulin costs, lowering costs of medications and stuff like that, which VP Harris has said she is willing to do. Why is it only after the Mark Cuban pharmacy happened, which is the costplusdrugs.com, which is a website that he founded that he has personally lost a lot of money on, which he will guarantee under insurances? Why has he been pretty much the only person before anyone in legislation started pharma regulatory costs on drugs that are life-saving, including insulin, Ritalin for people who are ADHD.
The galaxy.
Sorry, those are two. Those are okay. So you're familiar with Democrats, including Biden, before he was dropped out, said he would drop prescription costs for insulin, etc., life-saving drugs, right?
Right, you will cap it.
Yeah, exactly. So why did Mark Cuban do that 8 years ago?
Okay. Why are you asking me this? What answer are you trying to receive?
Well, what I'm saying is that why did Mark Cuban's pharmacy be able to do it 8 years ago? And I don't remember who was actually in office for it, but Mark Cuban, a private citizen, was able to do it, not going through insurance, not going through pharmacies, and if you ordered directly through, it doesn't matter through a federal level. It's a .com. Anyone.
Are you talking about a person with a specific company?
Yes. Do you know who Mark Cuban is?
Yeah, it says here he's a billionaire entrepreneur. Launched an online pharmacy called Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug Company. In January 2022, this pharmacy aims to cap the cost of prescription drugs and make them more affordable for consumers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And transparency, focus on generic drugs, no insurance involvement, addressing high drug costs. Examples say, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Period.
And so I'm saying, yeah, exactly. And so we can all agree that a lot of prescription drugs are way super costs that are for people to live. Heart medication, insulin, stuff like that. Anyone who knows anyone with diabetes who goes through insurance knows that it costs them an arm and a leg. right? So anyone who also goes through heart medication, who you need it to live, goes through an arm and a leg. I personally know someone who went and switched to the Mark Cuban pharmacy, who probably, because they're living off of SSI, they wouldn't be alive today if they didn't go through that pharmacy.
I'm a little bit confused though, and I understand this. This is a pretty amazing thing from what I'm seeing right now, but I think this would be a little bit dishonest given the fact, like, given what we know about like government here. Like a privately owned company has a lot more flexibility than our government in general, right? Like they have a lot more space and malleability to be able to roll out certain new policies on a minute's notice. Like there would be a lot of things that play into this.
Yeah, you can change your mind in an instant notice. I mean, it's just a one-person show, for example, right?
Right, it's a privately owned company, but when we're talking in the context of like, you know, like federal law,
the thing is, okay, sorry, I'll reword that. Have you ever gone to a pharmacy such as Walgreens? I'll use Walgreens. Most people have Walgreens in their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you mention that you have insurance, your costs increase by almost 80 to 90%, or sorry, 70 to 80%. Did you know that? As soon as you say, does my insurance cover the cost of this medication? That is what does it.
Just saying it, they increase the price?
Yes, just saying it, you are legally, yes. If you look under contract, yes.
That's funny, what?
No, that's a true fact. That's not like a federal, that is a federal mandate that you have to follow insurance costs for that. Because now you are, yes, it's true. You can look at.
Why does it sound like something I've heard before?
I'm sure you have heard it. I'm sure you have heard it before.
This sounds more like a theory than an actual fact, though.
No, that's why Mark Cuban started his pharmacy, because it doesn't matter if you have insurance or not, your costs are locked. And it was under a Democratic policy. That is why he started his company, because who spiked the insulin cost?
Wait. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
The insulin cost was spiked under Democratic leadership, and the reason that Mark Cuban started it was because the cost of medication was so high that people were literally dying because they could not afford their medication per month.
Mm-hmm. But I don't see what this. I don't see what's the issue with this.
You're right, because under Democratic leadership, this wouldn't be a thing. He started it under the Democratic leadership to say, hey, we need to stop this cost. We need to stop this, blah, blah, blah. Now VP Harris is saying, oh, we need to do this. We need to do this. But it's already been a thing because he's done it as a private citizen.
Right.
And
he's a private citizen in a private company. He has a lot more leeway than lawmakers and things being pushed on a federal level. Like, no, you're just saying things that are true in general.
Sorry. I'll link the plane. Sorry. Both things are true. Sorry. I'll land the plane. Why over the last 4 years has this not been put in a federal mandate when we've had both Biden and VP Harris in control, who can see that quite literally a private citizen as a single person can limit drug costs, but for some reason the federal government can't.
Not everyone's a millionaire. What year was President Joe Biden elected?
2020. Is that like a trick question? Unless you want to go back to like 1940. I'm just saying that is right. He was elected in 2020, right? 2022, they released the Inflation Reduction Act. Are you asking why they didn't do it quicker? Because government is slow. Yeah, but it doesn't take 4 years to limit.
It didn't take 4 years. It took 2, right? So like, I don't see what you're talking about. Government is slow. It takes longer for the government to roll things out than for a small privatized company.
Because they are going through insurance companies, which is what I was just referring to. Sorry, to round it out. Yeah, it's exactly what I was just referring to. Yeah, he is a billionaire. Sorry, but why would someone who's gonna lose? He's not even losing money. He's still making money off of this. By the way,
I think he actually lost money from this. Hold on.
I don't know if he made money or lost money off it, but he's actually doing something progressively to try to save people's lives. And so why can our federal government, who's been in control for the past 4 years, who knows this program's here, who knows this...
They expanded on it at a federal level.
They didn't, though, because it still costs more even if you have insurance, which is why his prices are still going lower.
Right. So
and he's still making money. He might only make $1 off of each vial of insulin, but why are they still trying to make 3 times the amount and tax it?
I don't understand what you're talking about here. I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about the fact that like they're capping these prices out at $2,000 per year. As well as the fact that Kamala Harris wants to expand on this, and then also actually no, they've already done this. They've expanded on 10 extra medications. This seems like a non-issue.
Sorry, it's not a non-issue for people who have to deal with it every day. Sorry, I'm trying to word it in a way because I
understand what you're saying, but you're asking why a private company. Yeah, but you're asking me why a private company is able to do something in comparison to the government. Why are you voting for Trump then?
That's a whole different thing, but I'm referring to Big Pharma because that is one thing, but also the Immigration Reform Act, the catch and release, we're going to close private migration centers, we're going to do XYZ. Immigration to me is a big subject.
But the Biden-Harris administration has always been like against privatized detention centers and prisons.
Yes, but they've never rolled out a plan what we're going to do after we close down those prisons. And the last thing that
because government is slow. Like I don't see what you want. First of all, they have, right? They've been hurting these private companies for a while now. They've been giving them less and less contracts. So I don't see what you're talking about. Right? Also, since Harris hasn't spoken about this in a while, it's likely something that's not on her radar right now.
So immigration isn't on her radar when she clearly said immigration is one of the first things she's going to deal with?
Not in terms of detention centers. Not in terms of not supporting privatized detention centers.
Well, who houses illegal immigrants? Private detention centers.
Right. So
we don't have enough room in our jails.
Right. She hasn't. Right. So she hasn't said anything about that yet. Right now.
So she really hasn't made it. So she really hasn't made it a priority, right?
Right, because right now their priority is asylum seekers.
Yeah, I agree. Asylum seekers should have priority. However, ICE has clearly said we do not have the fundamental manpower we need. We do not have the facilities we need.
Right, the only reason they don't have the
ICE
manpower.
ICE has also said they support Trump.
Right. Well, no, they didn't. So. Like ICE is a government body. It's not a. They're bipartisan. They don't care. So yeah, like I was saying before. This whole thing with the border. This is no longer like a Democratic issue, right? They tried to propose this border bill twice and it was shot down twice by the Republican Party. So like I don't see how this is even now a criticism of Biden or Harris because they tried to solve this issue twice by giving them more manpower and more ways to like make sure that bad things are not coming over the border, and Republicans shot it down at Trump's request. So why are you voting for Trump?
Respectfully, I just linked the two. How do you? So we either build more privatized facilities that are able to house people who are coming here illegally, or we have ICE just capture and release, which is a Biden policy, not Harris. That was not Harris. That was a Biden policy, catch and release. Or what? What do? We just let people across the border, and at least, and here's the thing. I'm not going to do the whole Trump build a wall thing because that was a whole different thing. I don't really believe with that. I'm a moderate, so I can say that. I am a right-siding person. But how are you going to tell me no? How are we going to secure our border? The differences, and I just gave you a very good the 5-minute conversation. How are we going to secure our border with all these problems?
Right. So this bill would have went over the security bill that they shot down twice, that your candidate shot down.
I'm aware of both bills. There were also other things that were in those bills, such as different fundings and stuff like that.
They tried. That was the first one. The second one, they tried to pass it by themselves, and they still tanked it.
I didn't read the second bill, but I did read the first bill. There was a bunch of other stuff there.
It's the same one. They tried to pass it by themselves. They still tanked it.
So I'm asking you based off your opinion because you probably know policies better than I do. You know, at this point, sorry, I don't do this every day, but based off of your opinion, how do we secure our border?
Right. So the issue with our border,
the ideals that everyone's put forward, we can't. We have to shut down private migration camps. Yes. Okay. Cool. But how do we do that without
right? So that's not what they're focusing on right now.
Like,
but this is not what they're focusing on right now. They're focusing on asylum seekers. They're focusing on making sure that people who come over the border are actually seeking asylum and they're not taking advantage of the system. That's all they're looking for right now, right? This border issue is not something that can be solved overnight. It's not something that can be solved even within the next 10 years, right? So right now they're focusing on people who need to get into the country who are being prosecuted by, you know, wherever they're coming from, right? We're focusing on asylum seekers right now. Right now, I haven't heard yet any other like further information about whether or not they're focusing on like privatized detention centers. I don't know anything about them saying anything like that yet. But right now, the focus is asylum seekers. And right now, when they tried to propose the bill to help the border and to solve a lot of these border issues, and to help soften the load of Border Patrol, they were tanked. This bill was tanked at Trump's request. So why are you voting for the man who tanked the bill that was supposed to help the border?
Because, again, it's a roundabout. It's very. We need to open more, and I don't agree with how all of it goes. We do need to open more privatized migration centers. We also need to increase ICE. We also need to increase, funding to ICE. We also need more manpower. We need that manpower to actually be able to control what's going on at the border. Anyone who knows anyone who's passed away... We also probably know someone who's passed away to drug problems, stuff like that, fentanyl coming across the border, because fentanyl isn't made in America. Most people don't actually realize that.
The bill would have cried down
It's
on
not
that.
manufactured. It's not manufactured in America.
Yep.
It's brought across our borders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you know that.
This live is for educational purposes only. We do not tolerate harassment or bullying of any kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not. What I'm saying is that we don't manufacture fentanyl in the United States. It's manufactured in other countries. So how is it that we have so many fentanyl overdoses in the United States?
Because it comes over the border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're answering my question.
Right.
So we need more regulation on the border.
Right, and the bill that was supposed to do that was tanked by your candidate. So now what?
It wasn't tanked. It was tanked because of. It was. No, the evidence. Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. Some of the comments are actually like, you really shouldn't vote if you don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I'm a Republican, and I'm sorry. I'm reading some of these. You're just very ignorant. Some of the people that are trying to like agree with me, but you're wrong because you should actually read the facts. Honestly.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So this bill would have addressed this. They tried to pass it. People didn't want it because it was giving money to Ukraine. They tried to pass it again by itself. They still said no.
Yes, ma'am. No, and I completely agree. Yes, the second bill, I'd have to reread it because I did read the first bill. The first bill, there was no way that was going to pass. But how can anyone in the United States who's ever seen or ever known, you have someone in your family connected, have someone that passed away due to fentanyl, still vote for the Democratic Party when they are very open to open borders?
They're not open though. This bill would have been like the most conservative bill that Democrats have ever passed. This doesn't make any sense.
But it didn't. But it
Like,
didn't pass though.
It didn't pass because Republicans shot it down because they believe that it would be better to have this conflict still be going on because they think it would be more likely for them to secure the election with. That's the only reason. So
I mean,
it's a bipartisan, particularly conservative bill.
It's I agreed with it to a point. It's an agree to disagree, but also that just happened in the last year. What about the 3 years before that?
Government moves slow. There were other things that they needed to focus on. They needed to focus on. They first needed to focus on the COVID pandemic. Right? They needed to focus on the COVID pandemic. People were losing their jobs. People were losing their homes. There were multiple things that they needed to focus on. They could not just focus on the border. Right? When they got to the border, they did things for the border twice. And the Republicans shut it down twice.
That's not really the question that I was asking. You're
asking why they didn't do this. You're asking why they didn't do this before. It's because they were too busy stabilizing the economy.
Okay. So if they were busy stabilizing the economy, why is everyone paying pretty much an average of 35 to 50% more on groceries, gas?
Inflation is down right now, and also
when you print money, inflation goes down. Yes, I understand how economics work. So yes, when you print money, yes, that's how it works.
Anyway, so like I was saying before, one, the government doesn't have control over the government doesn't have control over what companies price their goods at. Two, inflation is down below 3%. I don't know where you guys are getting this from.
No. Okay, so basically, say $1 is worth $1 in 2010, right? And say the next year it's worth $500. Where does that increase come from? If you reduce inflation because you're incurring costs, which means you're printing more money and giving people more money, which came through the stimulus, how are you sitting there and saying...
The stimulus didn't come from them printing more money.
I'm saying now, 4 years later, we have to pay for that stimulus. That's how that goes. Everyone who got a stimulus check, yes, it was great at the time, yes, because it was goods and services cost less, right? So, yes, it was great. But now that our dollar is worth less,
our dollar is not worth less.
Yes, it is. Look at the global GDP. Look at global GDP. And that's a fact thing you could look up on Google over the past 4 years. Yes, our money is worth less. I stock trade off of that. Our money, the American dollar, is worth less than it was today than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Where are you citing this from?
I mean, that's just fact. I'm sorry. I can source it. I mean, I trade off of Coinbase. My $100, and that's a source. I mean, I'm sorry. I can look up a source, but I'm pretty sure I trade off of Coinbase. My dollar today, back now, is worth about 80% less. It's 20 cents less. Back when I used to trade, because I used to do day trading. I don't anymore, but I used to do day trading off currency, and the US dollar is pretty much the worst it's ever been, ever.
I still can't find what you're talking about.
So basically it's global economics. So if you print more, that's why gold is always known as the Fort Knox, for example. Everyone knows what Fort Knox is. The more money you have in Fort Knox, the more your global GDP is worth. So your money isn't worth what paper money is worth.
I know what you're talking about. W. Young, thanks so much for this up. I can't find what you're talking about where it says that the value of the dollar has decreased. I don't know where this is.
Sorry, I'll give you a source. Give me one moment. If you trade global commerce, anyone that's like in Europe or like an Asian country or anywhere like that will understand what I mean. The global dollar is worth less today than it's ever been worth because we've been printing more money. But I will source it for you. Sorry, give me 1 second.
So yeah, I am tired and I am also hungry.
I believe is on USA Today was the last thing that I saw. But I do appreciate you, host. By the way, because we've had a very good conversation, make sure follow the host, follow her, give taps on the screen. Like, don't be like rude. I'm just saying, she didn't kick me right away.
It's fine.
Just
You don't need to hype me up.
Just saying, no, because I mean, we've had a good conversation. You didn't kick me right away just because we had opposing views. So, just saying. Why is this? Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is off Investopia.com. We are printing more money today. The Fed is increasing money supply due to policy tools. The Treasury Department Bureau of Engraving has shown this, blah, blah. That was a USA Today article, but I'll skip that. Federal Reserve, because that's more of a trusted source. Print order. Yeah, so... Sorry. Going over this. Currency in circulation. Here we go. This was released 3 days ago. We are producing... Whoops. Show this scale. This messed up on me. Alright, so if you go to fred.stlewisfed.org.
Okay. Fred.st. What? Oh, Fred St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
And
it's a very like broad table that they use.
Thank you. I will get some sweets today. Thank you so much for the $10, Wendy. I appreciate you. What do you want me to look up here?
If you look at the table, and you go through, I mean, you have to go through the table and kind of like realize like where we are in the dates and stuff. It shows that we are producing more money now, and this is independent, obviously, because the federal government's not going to just release this information. It's based off of gimme information, that's just doing your own research. We are producing more money now in the government to counter inflation, to try to try to raise our value, but unfortunately we're having to print so much money. It's 2351.93 if you look at the Fred. If you're on the site, you can see what I mean.
You said say that again?
If you look at the chart on the right side, we've been printing more money since... Yes, ma'am. Fred.stlewisfed.org, which is currently it's currency in circulation, which means how much money do we put in circulation?
That doesn't show up for me. There we go.
The actual quote is fred.stlousfed.org. Okay. So that's money in circulation. So you can't say we have not been putting more money into circulation, and it's put into brackets. So it's really easy to see, and you can scale it to the left or right. However you want to put it. And the more money that we put into circulation, yes, our local money is worth the same. However, in terms of globally, that's how much the money is worth. And if you keep putting money into circulation, that means that your money is actually worth less worldwide. I'm sure anyone who grew up in the time that I grew up in, I was born in 1991, the US dollar was like, oh, we go to Europe, we have $50. We have, a lot of money. And I can personally say from experience, when I was 21, I used to get shots in Mexico for 50 cents a piece. Now I get, it's like $3.50 at a bar that I go to, here in America. So it all has to do with cost adjustment. Our money is worth less than it was today globally.
Yeah, you're saying that because we're printing more money, this is causing a fluctuation, and
and
Am
how
I
much our
wrong
money.
though? You're saying that I'm right. Yeah, I used to do currency trade. That's
Yeah, I get it, but I'm still not seeing this reflected in any graph I'm looking at.
we are printing okay.
I'm not
When it
saying
comes
that
to
we're not
inflation,
printing
it drops.
money.
It drops inflation because when you give people more liquid money, liquid cash, it makes people think that they have more money than they have when they don't. I'm sorry. I was trying to show you a source because you asked for a source when I made that statement.
I know, but I understand. I'm not saying that like we're not printing more money. I can grant you this, right? I'm not seeing this lessening of the value of the American dollar on any of the graphs that you're showing me right now.
Okay, that was one graph. But when you go back to the U.S. Stock Exchange and link those two graphs together, you have to, yeah, I'm sorry, financials wise, yes, you have to link these things together.
I'll call my brother.
You can call whoever you'd like, respectfully, yeah.
Okay,
money's money.
I know.
You link graphs together, the U.S. dollar is worth less than it was.
I'm looking at a widget that I have on my computer, and I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing this. I'm sorry.
Well,
I can't find a single source. I'm seeing good shit.
It's not like a source. It's not a source type thing. It's you have to actually read the graph. Why were we okay? For example, when did Trump get out of office? 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why were we at 1400? And if you go back to GDP value, you have to go to values. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm not gonna bore your stream with this. I'm sorry,
like, you're the last person of the day, but like it's this.
Why did we spike? Why did we spike in the last 4 years? If you look at the graph, why did we spike in the last 4 years?
What graph are you looking at?
The currency in circulation on the St. Louis Fed.
Let me go back to that. Why did we spike in the last current years?
In the last 4 years compared to today. Then you go back to Currency Trader and Coinbase. If you go back to both, our money is worth 80% of what it is today. Meaning, if I go to the UK today, my dollar is worth 80 cents, or 80. It's 80% of a pound in the UK.
Where does it say this?
You have to do deductive. You have to do deductive reasoning.
Oh. Well, I'll look more into this.
Yeah.
I'll actually call my brother and have him, because he does what you do, right? He does all of his bullshit.
Yeah.
And I give him
currency
money
trading
to invest because I don't fucking know the shit. So I'll just call my bro, and I'll be like, hey, Danny.
No, I would love to talk to both of you guys. So if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, I would love.
You know what? DM me right now. DM me right now. I will call my brother right after. DM me. I will call my brother.
Here, I'll DM you right now. Here, give me 2 seconds.
And then we'll have a conversation about this. Because maybe you two are seeing something different than I'm seeing, because I'm not seeing shit. Okay, so post the convo video, maybe. Because this is all my brother does in his day to day.
No, I know. I used to do currency trading, so like.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you DM me.
Yes, ma'am. I said I just said hi because I didn't. I don't know what DMs you get, so
that's okay.
But yeah. And the reason to land the plane is the U.S. dollar is worth less than it was, and the reason was because our economy is going in the crapper. Best way to put it. There's a lot of reasons why.
We'll find this out, right? I'm gonna call my brother Danny. I'm gonna call him up and be like, "Is this correct?" Because he's currently doing it, right? So I'll be like, "Is this correct?" And he'll tell me, whether or not it's not. So what I want you to do, DM me, right? DM me the core parts of your argument here, just to make sure that I get all of them. and then I'm gonna tell Danny all of this.
You want to type it all out?
Bullet point that shit.
Like
okay?
a dissertation type thing?
Yeah, just real quick with it. Yeah.
I mean, I can't dissertate it in like less than 10 minutes. Like...
Hey, no. Take your time. Take your time. I'll be on the phone with Dan, and we'll, yeah.
No,
right, so...
Okay, yes, I did just send you a DM. I'm sorry. I have my phone on TikTok and then my PC on my PC.
Your PC on your PC? Yeah.
Sorry, sorry. I have my phone. I have my phone on TikTok and I have my PC like for actual research. My phone goes through like 8 different VPNs because I got doxxed yesterday, so I gotta.
I feel you. Me too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
people that dox are just crazy.
They're actually sick as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Nah, it happens. It's cool. They use a phone number that I haven't had for like 8 years, so they're pretty dumb. Because when
really
they hit me for
easy
a
to find
dox, it's
people.
like,
it's weird.
no, it's like, I mean, I'm not hiding, but it's like people are weird. It's okay. People
I know
do what they
Dizzy.
gotta do.
It's fine. They have no life. They ain't gonna hit me though. So, I appreciate you, but yo, hit me up in the DMs. I'm gonna call my brother and
For
see
sure.
if he can
Do you want me to like
sound
say
with
anything specific so you can actually like find me? Because I'm sure you get like a lot of DMs.
No, I see your name. I can just see who messaged me.
Cool.
I look it up.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you, my love.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I can't stand these kids. Yes, sir. Wait. Damn. Calling a black woman a man? What the fuck? Oh, the dysphoria. Sorry. So yeah. I'm tired. Okay, chat. The dysphoria, chat. I'm joking. I am very hungry though. The light is leaving my eyes because of how hungry I am. He's full of shit. Aren't we all? But yeah, I'm about to order some oxtails and then call my brother. Like, actually, I'm gonna call him. So, love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, or maybe even actually no, it's 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m., but it's light outside. So maybe I'll be back if I get a itching for debates again. But I love you guys. I do. Okay? Love you.